it is now Exocolonist o'clock. And yes, I am color coordinating with this game, clearly. So, if we look at this, it seems like Solana is not having a very good day. She's making a grumpy face. She's too stressed out. Can't do anything but relax. And I got injured. I don't even remember how I got injured. How did I get injured? Was I was going out on adventures, wasn't I? I'm still trying to adventure outside. Oh, I hope Miss Chrono feels better. Miss Chrono and Solana can both have resting time. So these two things both mean that you should rest. You may need to rest too in real life, in which case you should get the rest that you need. Acute radiation poisoning. Well, hopefully that's not what Mrs. Chrono is dealing with. But okay, so I didn't get into a fight with a monster. I got radiation poisoning. Oh, because I was wandering through radiation scary places or something like that. I had adventures, okay. Anyway, we are going to have to rest, but we first have to talk to everybody. So one of the big moments of last time was Dis said that he was going to run away, and we were like, well, take me with you. And he was like, okay, Solana, that's not a good idea right now, but maybe it'll be a good idea eventually. But then he got caught, and it wasn't so great. And we're concerned about him, but maybe we can help him be okay. And maybe we can all be okay. So let's talk to these characters, because there's going to be some interpersonal drama. Then we're going to have to rest, and then we're going to go back out there and do one more. This is the emo Solana. Yeah, she does look kind of emo there, doesn't she? I feel like we're going to probably get one more set of character portraits, though. I feel like it's going to be like 3 or 4 years of each character portrait. Because it's 10 years total. I don't remember what age I was when we switched over to this mid-teen profile portraits, but edgy Solana, emo Solana. She, it's okay. She's just expressing herself. It says something about how, like, evocative the art is that, I don't know. Well, let's talk to some people. Oh, Dis. Oh, child. Dis is squatting at the edge of the colony, staring off into the wilderness with his arms wrapped around his knees. It doesn't matter, he mutters. Soon I'll be gone, and then you'll be gone. He puts one hand on the ground. We'll all be gone eventually, but this planet will still be here. Okay, so this sounds a lot like what I refer to as the big sad. There's a lot of different flavors of depression, and none of them are fun, but the big sad is the one that is, I think, the hardest to deal with. And it sounds like that's where he is right now, unfortunately. But maybe I can give him something to make him feel better. He likes strange devices, if I remember correctly. So I think I will give him that. Does this mean that I have 3 owned? Oh, well then I guess I better start giving these. All right. We're going to do this. We're going to give him a strange device and he's excited. Good. Dis, I don't know what trouble you're going to get into, but you are going to get into trouble. I do have lots of flowers. I'll give more to Tange, max out my friendship with her. I'm gonna max out my friendship with these two, I think, before the game ends. My friendship with Nomi didn't go so great. Or rather, it took a turn. Okay, let's see. First, we gotta give Rex a hug. Alright, hugs incoming. Alright. We got the hug. Well, that's good to know. Hype chest. What is the hype chest? Hold on. Okay. We got... Everyone's getting hype chests. I'm sorry. I don't know what this is. This is a Twitch thing. So you get this... Somebody is eating a lot of cake and candy, which is familiar. To be fair, I did eat some candy today. So there you go. You too can eat some candy or cake if you want. Kirby mode is a good way of putting it, yes. Alright. Oh! Mars is wearing Nami's VR headset and smiling. When you tap her on the shoulder, she jumps and rips it off, scowling. Oh, it's you, she says, fluffing her hair. I thought it was another adult coming to tell me to do something useful. She holds up the VR headset. Oh, this? Nami realized that you can load up the old museum guided tours onto this thing, so you can actually feel like you're walking around in the Louvre or the Guggenheim. Totes cool, right? Finally, some culture. It's interesting because she's this interesting combination of being like super... She's like really lazy, but then has like some decent thoughtfulness sort of mixed in there. I don't know. She's a very... She's not the sort of character that I would necessarily... Like, she has, I guess, charisma. She's really pretty. But given how judgmental of everyone she is, and how she's always putting people down, and how she never gets things done and is always trying to get out of doing work, like, she's a little confusing to me how she manages to be as effective as she is at what she does. I don't know. Wait, Cal's over here? That's not usually where he goes. Okay, well, let's talk to Nomi. Nomi pushes their sketchbook and things to the side and gestures for you to sit down. I'm so used to people not sitting with me because I talk so much, they say without a hint of shame. I get it. I'm just a super high energy person. Always have been, ever since I was a kid. If I bother you, just tell me to be quiet. I don't mind. They've had very interesting parenting. Clearly. Because they seem very generally confident in who they are and how they are. Did they like the flower? No, they like the crystal clusters. I'll give them a crystal cluster. Yes, they like the crystal cluster. I'm still gonna pursue a friendship with them just because, I don't know. Hello. What's up, Cal? Palomina's calving. I'm gonna give you some bobber fruit. Yay! Yes, Nomi does not consider themselves just a kid. They are a teenager. Thank you very much. Barely. Alright, Tange. Tange was listening to music. Alright, let's give her a flower. She does not want to be flirted with, so I'm not flirting with her. I'm gonna max out my friendship with Tangent soon. That's fun. All right. What do I know about? Does Anemone like anything? Do I know anything about what Anemone likes? Oh, she likes eggs. Relationship. Augment. No sense of fear. That's right. We learned that. Well, I did miss out on giving people gifts for a big chunk of the game. I think, but it's fine. Alright, let's go see Dad. By the way, it's Pollen. Don't think I haven't noticed that it's Pollen. We're gonna have to keep Dad from dying. Oh, look at that! There's a log! We can give a log. There you go, give a log. Hello, Dad. Oh yeah, he's talked about the itchiness of the pollens before. That's one that I know we've read. Let's give Rex a log. Only got the one log. Woo! Rex howls with happiness as he takes the mushwood from you. You remembered my birthday and brought me the perfect stick from my collection. Oh, look at that. We got friendship points. Okay, that's right. I should probably try to give them things on their birthdays. I don't know when the twins' birthday is. So we've got mid-dust and late dust and early pollen. Okay, well, my friendship with Rex, I guess I got extra points for that being friends, so let's do this. You find, okay, +1 to Rex's construction project. Oh, interesting. Whatever that is. You find Rex in an empty space outside the lounge, setting up a construction holo projector and running through different projections of future buildings, taking notes on each. He looks up from his holopalm as you approach and bursts into a huge smile. Well, hey, Solana. Oh, maybe blue glass, if they like cake, as long as they don't hate cake, probably. Rex jerks a thumb at his chest. You're looking at the newest member of the colony construction crew. I'm surveying the colony for places to build new private family quarters. People are going to want to raise families here soon. Isn't that real? Why the construction crew or families? Yeah, let's ask why the construction crew. What's not to like? Rex replies. I get to be outside almost all day. I get to make something great. And hey, he leans in conspiratorially. Have you seen the bods on the rest of the construction crew? Oh, woo. I do appreciate characters being unabashedly sexually who they are. That's interesting. Besides, he continues, I think I kind of got an idea of what I want to contribute to the colony. I want to build a bar. A real one, not just a canteen. Nice decor, a space for live music, cushions everywhere, fun drinks. Mars has been helping me with the details. He sighs dreamily. Can you imagine? A place where the whole point is to just relax and be with your friends. Alright, my only option here is that sounds like a great idea, which makes me wonder if there could be a second option that I haven't unlocked. But that's adorable. I'm going to play music there. I said that sounds like a great idea. He says, I think so too, Rex says, spreading his hands wide. People need leisure time. We need time to connect with other humans. We're social creatures. We need our packs. Yes, that is true. Actually, we could talk about the lack of third spaces, basically not home and not work or school, and how that's been a big problem in recent decades. But it is really important. Having places that you can hang out with people is really important. And having time that you spend with people is really important. These things are really good for your health, like your mental health and your physical health too, because it's all related. All I want to do is help people connect with each other, you know? Rex says. I love building things. I love cooking things. I love making people happy. Coming together to create something is why we're alive. He gestures around. And I don't mean buildings. I mean, they're all right. But what I'm really into is everything that goes into making a building. It's more than just walls and a ceiling. It's an agreement between people that we're going to form a society, that we're going to cooperate to make something bigger than ourselves, and then we're going to meet there in peace. This is very thoughtful and introspective, which is interesting coming from the character who gets kind of made fun of for being like thinking about sex all the time, which is frequently given to characters who are not shown to be intelligent or thoughtful or considerate or anything like that. So it's nice to have him have this really deep appreciation of people and thinking about things on a bigger picture level. Rex shakes his head, clearing his thoughts. Sorry, I'm just really passionate about this stuff, he laughs. This and hugs. We humans are also really good at hugs. Okay, so if you get this card and your stress is really high, it becomes a 4 instead of a 2. That's cute. Yeah, he's opening up. Well, like a lot of people, I think, have hidden depths, and you have to let them feel comfortable talking about the things that they're interested in that they don't expect other people to be interested in, and being this sincere about the deeper, more personal thoughts that they have. Like, this is a vulnerability that doesn't come easily to everybody. Rex rubs his thumb across his chin, thinking, "Hey, actually, can you help me? Can you bring me any mushwood sticks or logs you find? I want to start stockpiling them, so when I get approval to start building the bar, we're good to go." So I can either say, "Of course I will," or "Shouldn't you fetch sticks for me?" Or "What's in it for me?" "Of course I will." Rex bounces on his heels and launches into a huge hug. "Thank you," he exclaims. "I really appreciate it. If you find any, you just bring them to me, in case you haven't already figured out." Well, that's adorable. I do like Rex. And they make him, he's like the easiest character to get to know. Or maybe not everybody can just hug him like that. I don't know. Alright, so I think I've spoken to everybody that there is to speak to here. Just gotta look around in case there's more logs. I know I found a log already, but it could be two. Yes, he's using our logs for building and not fetch. At least now he is. Maybe he wasn't before. Alright, well in that case, I think it is time we go and rest and become better friends with Dis and see what happens. So let's do that. Is it in here? Relax on the walls, yes. Let's do it, folks. Let us... Oh, I lost my... There we go. Sorry, I lost my pointer. It's because I've got two screens, but they go like left to right, even though they're actually one right in front of the other. I don't know. It's a thing. Anyway, we're gonna relax on the walls. Okay. You say hello to Disc, who appears to have also chosen to blow off work and just relax. But he just frowns and moves to a different spot. Huh. He must want to be alone. Fine. You didn't want to hang out with him anyway. That's not true to my relationship with him at this point. I think we were supposed to get this earlier. Probably could have done the other relaxation. God, I have so many kudos. What am I going to do with them? I don't want to forget my talent show champions. Those cards are great. These are great cards. No, give me playing sports ball. That's the one I want to forget. Oh well. No. You're woken by the buzzing of your hollow palm. It's a colony-wide alert. You rub your eyes and ponder the thickness of the air seeping into your bedroom through the open veranda door. It's an ominous but beautiful sight. The seasonal pale pink haze has turned to deep fuchsia, with scintillating silver sparkles floating through it. The Shimmer. Dad? You check your hollow palm messages. There's a colony-wide notice telling you to stay put. Just to warn you guys, I may do some loading if I choose wrong and her dad dies. I've put a lot of thought and care into this. I'm gonna head to geoponics. Yeah, no, the artwork is really fantastic. I'm gonna head to geoponics because I'm worried about my dad. And geoponics is where Dad is. Potentially, if he's left. So I'm gonna do this and probably wind up wrecking my health. We'll see what happens. I got rebellion points. That's good. You don your environmental mask and make your way out to geoponics where your dad is working. The air is so thick it's hard to see anything at all, and your footsteps are strangely muffled. Other people moving through the fog appear like spirits, flicking shadows through the murky sunlight. No one speaks except to urge you back to your quarters. Some beautiful, evocative writing. I love it. A little touch of purple in the prose, which is what I want. You make it into one of the greenhouses, but you can't find your dad anywhere. You keep checking your holopalm, but he won't respond to your messages. You start to panic. Then you get a message from Dr. Instance telling you to come to medbay. Your father collapsed outside the wall and is in bad shape. Wait, outside the wall? When they finally let you in to see him, your dad is lying in a medbed asleep. He's almost unrecognizable. The shimmer is all over him, and his skin is glittery and strangely lumpy, like something's growing out of it. Something is growing out of him, you realize, as you see Instance carefully scrape what looks like fungus from his shoulder. She places it in a petri dish and hands it to Tangent. There are tiny fungal growths all over him, even one poking out from the corner of his mouth. You watch with disgust as a thin trickle of glittering pink dust leaks off the tip of it and disperses into the air. This might be unavoidable. I don't know. Tange places the sample from your dad under an analyzer and turns it on. She looks tired. "I'm sorry, Solana," she mumbles. "We were close." He's not going to make it, is he? You sit with him for a while until Dr. Instance sends you back to your quarters to rest. In the early hours of the morning, you hear that your dad has passed away. You spend most of the next month in your quarters. Yeah, I don't know that there's anything we could have done differently that I have seen or thought of. I tried really hard to keep him safe. Like, I knew that this was a risk. I was worried this was going to happen. They telegraphed pretty clearly that this could happen, you know? Maybe some things can't be changed. Part of me wants to load up and see if I can have a little more time with him in a med bay, but I'm worried that that's not going to... No. It is what it is at this point. I don't think we could have saved him. If there was a way to save him, maybe it would have been earlier. But I'm not sure, because I feel like every possible opportunity that I've had to try to be protective of him, like, I've taken it, you know? I knew this was coming. I thought maybe we'd made it through. Well, poor Solana. They hold a funeral for your father. You're becoming an old hand at these funerals. First Tammy, then her father, Uncle Tonin, and your own mother, and Com, and everyone else who's died in an attack. It feels like your own mother's funeral was only weeks ago. It's so colossally unfair. No one quite knows what to say to you, though they grieve along with you. It doesn't make it any easier. Yeah, Tange was working on that Shimmer cure. Maybe if I had encouraged her to push herself harder instead of telling her to take a break, maybe I could have had her find that Shimmer cure if I had done something right. And that could have saved Dad, but maybe it would have cost more for Tange. I don't know at this point. I don't know. I like that I don't know. I like that it doesn't feel like it's just a really simple binary, like you picked the wrong answer and here's the consequence of your actions, which sometimes that happens and that's fine. But these are long things with roots much earlier in the game and branching paths that are not always immediately apparent. I do like how much the funerals, like, you see the screen again and you have this kind of not again feeling, you know, like even just as a player, you know it's going to go to the funeral screen, and it goes to the funeral screen and you think not again. And yeah, this tells you a lot about your character's feelings. An old hand at funerals, yeah. Aunt Anne and all the other adults of the colony will always be here for you, but you guess you're an orphan now. You miss your dad. You miss your mom, too. Mostly, you just sleep. One morning, Chief Engineer Instance asks you to visit her in the med bay. You go, because you don't have the energy to say no. I have to tell you something delicate about your father's condition, Solana, she begins, folding her hands on her desk. I hope this information will give you some comfort. Delicate? What could this possibly mean? Like, I've had some theories about what is going on with the topiaries and what is going on with the planet, but I don't actually know anything. After your father's death, we continued to research the Shimmer, she continues, her voice even and neutral. Being able to study the disease in its terminal phase and beyond was the missing piece. We now know how to prevent the Shimmer from taking hold in human cells, she says, her faint smile not quite reaching her eyes. With cultures grown from your father's cell lineage, everyone in the colony can be inoculated against the Shimmer. Thanks to your father, we have a cure. I mean, that's something. I know personally I tend to feel like if something bad happens to me, but then I can use that for a purpose that makes it better. It doesn't make it okay, but it makes it better, if that makes sense. But Solana is younger than me. And that was something that I started to believe when I was 17, 18, but what do you feel, Solana? What do you feel about all of this? Happy, sad, angry, or numb? Solana cares about people. She does. But honestly, I think numbness, and maybe this is because I'm wrestling with a little bit of depression myself right now, but I feel like numbness is probably where she is. Yeah, all of these are understandable, valid reasons or responses of like how a person could feel after something like this. It's a really complicated thing. Like, her dad would want her to be happy. Her dad would be happy about this. Her dad would be like, this is good though, Solana. This is good. Don't cry. It's okay. Everyone is safer now. You're safer now because of this. That's what her dad would have wanted. And she's tried for a long time to kind of be the kid that her dad wants, you know. She wants her to be. She's always seemed closer to her dad than she was to her mom. And she's like tried not to worry him. But he's not here for her to put on a smile, you know? Like if he were dying and he were saying, they are able to use my death to inoculate everybody, you better fucking believe she would be smiling and telling him how great that was, because that's what he would want. And that's what he would need to hear. And she would put on a smiling face and be as convincing as she possibly could be. But he's not here. So she's not happy. She's sad? I mean, of course she's sad. He's dead. Does this make her more sad? No. I don't think so. I think on some level she would be angry. Because it's so incredibly unfair. You know, she lost her mother. Her mother starved to death. And not 2 seasons later, or not 2 seasons, 2 months later, the food problem was resolved. Now, we can probably assume there would have been some additional complications if her mother had still been alive, given the relationship between our cult and Earth. But even so, I think that there would be a large amount of frustration and anger of like, why now? Why not 2 months earlier? But okay, we've lived through that. Now her dad dies, and it's because of that, right after he dies, that they have the cure. And I think on some level, some part of her is like, well, why couldn't it have happened to somebody else? And then they could cure him. It's not her most gracious thought, but a very human one, I think. But I don't know that she would allow herself to be angry either, because her dad would be upset. So she can't bring herself to be happy, which is what he would want. But she still has enough worrying about what he would want that I don't think she'd be able to be angry and let out the anger, because that would hurt or upset him. So when none of your emotional options are options for you, numbness is always an option. Numbness is always there. So there we go. There's my excessively long and detailed exploration leading to numb. Poor Solana. It's okay to feel that way, Instance tells you with uncharacteristic kindness that you find comforting. Grief is different for everyone. If you need more time off to rest, nobody will mind. She is being very kind and gentle, much kinder and gentler than she usually is. So you can kind of see how she would have taken in Tange and perhaps recognized and seen some of herself in Tange, and also recognized how much Tange was hurting and trying to do her best to help with that, which she's not equipped to do, but you can see that kindness in here. Which I like, because Instance has been very businesslike, very cold and to the point, you know, which Tange has too. But it's nice to see that, as humans are, Instance is well-rounded. She has more than just a one-note approach to things. It's good. Man. I think that Solana is gonna... So you can either keep resting or get on with your life. I think Solana needs more time to climb out of the hole. Frankly. So we're gonna keep resting. You hear a scuttling of metallic legs. What the heck? And a strange knee-high robot bursts into your engineering lab, going full tilt on its 6 spidery legs. It slams into a wall hard enough to knock itself down. It seems to be having trouble getting back up again and is flailing its metal legs around dangerously. Please do not be Tange uploading her consciousness to a robot. I feel like that would be too much. Who do we know that makes robots? Could be Nomi. I can fix the robot. I could smash it before it hurts someone, or I could put it back out in the hall. I'm going to fix the robot because I've got all these points in engineering. Might as well put them to use. Ah. Oh, Solana, thank you, Congruent says, wheeling in on her portable screen. I was running diagnostics on the little fellow when it broke away and made a run for it. I really need somebody to be my hands here, she continues. Everything used to be easier with Hal around. I miss him. All right. This is the perfect direction for my story to go, of course. I imagine that something that whatever happens here after this plot event probably depends on what you have points in and what kind of what your answers have been to the questions about like what job are you going to do, etc. Because this feels like the natural organic thing that has to arise out of Solana's story. Hal is missing. If only we had somebody else to step in and fill Hal's shoes. Solana's story is guiding her to be the next teacher, the next engineering teacher. Like that is what everything has led to. Congruence doesn't need to clear her throat, but you get the distinct impression she's simulating it anyway. If you want to come help me in the robotics lab, just come down any time. Unlocked robot repair and engineering. Cool. Took the month off. I am okay with both of these. I just really want to lose playing sports ball. That's what I want to ditch. Okay, well, I didn't actually think that this... I was like, maybe this isn't going to be the month that Solana loses her... Or the year that Solana loses her dad, this Shimmer. But, in fact, it is. Alright, well, maybe we can be sad together, Anemone. Yeah. Anemone nods as you approach. Sorry about your dad, she says with a sympathetic but slightly distant smile. He was cool. That's interesting. Because we're not close friends, so she's not going to open up to me about it. Nomi. Nomi fishes something out of their pocket and hands it to you. A rumpled white origami crane. So sorry about your dad, they stumble. He seemed like a pretty cool guy. Yeah, no, Anemone has changed tremendously. Like, Anemone's going to become my enemy by the time this is over, I suspect. Because she needs a sense of purpose and guidance, and she's finding it in the military. And I'm envisioning myself parting ways with that. So, yes, my anemone. My anemone. That's terrible and wonderful, Whooper. Hats off to you. Look, we need comic relief, and it's gonna be the womp. That's right, Chrono. Yeah, no, well, so even like, yeah, before Calm died, Anemone was still like cheering up at the top of the wall, like, woo woo, let's go punch them, yeah. Like she was still a kid, you know. But I feel like Calm's death caused a major change in her. And if we were close friends with her, we might have been able to either witness that or take part in that, but we didn't. So, all right, everybody's got something to say about your dad. Rex's ears droop in sadness. Listen, I'm sorry about your dad, he says. He seemed like a really great guy. Cal is gonna take this hard. Because, like, none of these kids know her dad, but Cal does. Mars breezes over and gives you a kiss on each cheek. I'm so sorry about your dad, she says, holding you at arm's length. If I can do anything, please don't hesitate to ask, she continues. I'll move heaven and earth for you, darling. Well, figuratively, you know. That's interesting, because I don't think of my friendship with Mars as being especially strong, but it's clearly more than nothing. Or else she just says that, which is also possible. She's a politician after all. All right, Dis. We are both orphans now. Dis shifts uncomfortably from foot to foot. Sorry about your dad, he mutters. He looks out toward the wilderness. The pollen's really thick in the Valley of Vertigo, too, he adds. Sometimes people in expeditions would get kind of weird about it. Guess that's not going to happen anymore now that they figured out the Shimmer. Yes, this is by the way, if you didn't know that there was something going on in the Valley of Vertigo, there's a hint. I want to go burn it down. Tangent looks about ready to collapse. I'm sorry about your dad, she mumbles. We tried so hard. So hard, she repeats to herself, as if you're not even there. God, this is probably 10 million times harder on Tange than it would have been. Because we are good friends, and she knows. Solana's parents tried really hard to be there for her, and she butted heads with her mom some, but her dad was always there for her, trying so hard. He wanted so much to be a really good dad. He did everything he could to be the best father he possibly could, to be a really good parent. And Tange knows what it's like to not have that. Solana is her best friend. Solana is the one person in her peer group who's tried to get through to her, let alone succeeded. Solana has been there with her through thick and thin, has tried so hard to take care of her. They don't have to paint the scene for me. I can envision it. You can see Tangent has been pushing herself really hard because, like, yes, we want to save people from the Shimmer. Yes, we should save the colony. Her best friend needs her. Her best friend has a parent who's actually a good parent, who wants his kid, who wants to be there for his kid. That's so important. We gotta protect that. We gotta preserve that. And Tangent has been thinking for years, you know, she's a genius. So it's on her to save everybody. It's on her to fix this. She takes it on herself so much, so consistently. And now her best friend in the entire world, who has already lost one parent, a pain that Tangent knows all too well, is about to lose her only remaining family member. And Tangent is like, I am a genius. It is my responsibility to save the colony, and it is my responsibility to my friend so that she doesn't have to know the pain that I've known. I'm going to fix this. I'm going to save him. And you just see her pouring everything she has and then some into trying to make that happen. Because in her own way, I think she loves Solana. And she values, like, she understands the value of a parent that shows you that they love you. And she sees that. Solana's dad was so good at that. I cannot even put myself into the mindset of how devastating this would be for Tangent. Obviously for Solana, you know, that devastation is the most severe, but it's gonna be pretty damn bad for Tangent too. Like you can picture it, can't you? You can picture Tangent, who we've seen working herself to death already. You can see her shouting at the samples, at the test, at the things that she's doing, where Instance is saying, Tangent, there's nothing we can do. And you can see Tangent throwing things across the lab. Yes, there is. I just need more time. I just need a little more time. I can fix this. You can see it, can't you? They don't have to tell us that. So when she's repeating this as if you're not even there, it is not that she doesn't notice, and it's not that she doesn't care. It's that there is nothing left in Tangent right now. And also, I think she probably cannot hold any of your pain. I know, Tangent. I know you tried so hard. I believe you. It's okay. Solana does not blame her one bit. Alright, Cal. Cal gives you a watery smile. Hey, he says quietly. I could really use one of your dad's hug right now, you know? Yeah, I know. It is really weird to come over here where, in theory, both of her parents would be. Nope. Nobody there. I actually really think that role-playing wise, the only option I have is Shimmer's really bad. I'm going to geoponics. I need to find my father. Like, that is what would happen. That is what Solana would do, and that's what she did. Alright, let's talk to this guy, see if he even says anything. Vase nods at you in understanding. Sorry about your dad, he says. He seemed like a good guy. You really lucked out. Alright, Zuko. I know your dad sucked, Zuko. What are we gonna do, Solana? You cannot go and set it on fire. That's probably for the best. I'm going to choose to interpret this as Solana walks up here and Utopia takes one look at her, and Solana's like, well, I was thinking maybe I could go out to the valley. And Utopia's like, you know, I think it might be a good idea for you to not do that. Because it's not a good idea. Like, I don't think she'd be able to pretend to be normal about that. So... well, what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? Yeah, no, the portrait is definitely a break. Well, we got nothing else. Solana doesn't want to talk to anyone right now. Solana's like, I have this new thing that was offered to me. I shouldn't have to talk to anybody to do it. I can just go repair robots. I don't have to look at anyone. I don't have to talk to anyone. Congruence will understand as best as she can. I've no associations between her parents and this. Yes, that portrait is Solana on her way to the valley with a flamethrower. I love how you folks have just, like, accepted my, like, violently angry, pyromaniac interpretation of Solana. Like, and, like, she's not even letting herself process or feel this anger that she has. Like I said, like, anger is not a thing that she would have. But on some level, she, like, wants to go out there and just destroy those topiaries. She wants to find that. Set it on fire. I might try to do that. We'll see. I'm almost done with the other location, and then we could go back out to the valley. But we're gonna repair robots, because, yeah, Solana's like, I don't want to have to deal with anyone. Don't want to look at anyone. I don't want, like, I could go to work in the kitchen, but then Auntie Anne is gonna, like, try to mother me, and I don't want to be mothered right now. Like, she could tutor kids, and actually tutoring the kids would actually make her feel better. But I don't think she wants to feel better. Because, like, at the end of the day, remember, Solana is someone who desperately wants to be a creative, artistic soul, but she has this very, very rational, like, science-minded, like, nature. Which we can say isn't at odds, it's at odds with her personality in a way, but I mean, it is what her augment is. And so repairing robots, I think, would appeal. I mean, if we look at it, it has creativity as well, but so it would appeal to that side of her. But I think mostly this is just she wants to get away, which is actually perfect, because then she's going to butt heads with Nomi being there, and Nomi is going to be completely tactlessly like, oh yeah, hi, let's be friends. And we'll see what happens. The game itself is not necessarily going to have that context with the interaction with Nomi. It may have nothing to do with her dad, but I will be role-playing it with that context. So we're gonna repair robots. Oh my god, I have a lot of points. Card becomes 3, okay. Alright, well. It's fine. Do you think we could super this one? I'm not sure I... No, it would be out of character to super this. So we'll just do this. This is as good as we're gonna get. Yeah, no super goals. We are too depressed and grieving to super goal. I got so many points in engineering. I'm gonna naturally max out engineering and perception soon, and it won't be very long before I naturally max out creativity. All right. Oh, there's not even a scene. Oh, I actually kind of like that. Like, she befriended Nomi, but I think probably what happened is Nomi walked in and was like, oh, and Solana was just like completely failed to interact with her. So I actually really like that there was no scene there, because even if Nomi tried to make it a scene, Solana shut that down. Was just like, no, nope, not gonna. Alright, I can give Tange something else. Alright, Tange, it's flower time. I'm close to maxing out my friendship with her. Well, that's good. It's a new season. Guess get a hug from Rex. Alright. I do agree with whoever it was that said that Mars has decided that we're friends. I'm like, I don't think we're friends. The numbers don't say that we're friends, but Mars says we're friends. Mars has decided we're friends. So Cal. Oh yeah, let's give Cal some fruit. All right. The soldiers are bullying him. I don't like that. Yay, I'm very close to another level of friendship with Cal. Close to another level of friendship with Dis, too. Yes, Mars has been increasing her own friendship points with us. I love that I tried so hard to ruin our friendship, and it just made her like me more. And I was just like, ugh. The worst. Absolutely the worst. Alright. I think I have one more thing to give him. Where is he? There he is. Oh, look at that. Yes. Log. I'm over here doing okay about this. I'm not as torn up. I think, frankly, I don't think that I, as Lauren, can sustain feeling Solana's feelings right now. So I'm simply not. But I am having an enjoyable experience thinking through her feelings and talking through her feelings without feeling her feelings, which I tend to feel characters' feelings for better or for worse. But I can't do that right now, so we will give this log. Oh, +1 to Rex's construction project, which was not the case before. Okay. Well, we're just gonna have to keep getting more logs so that Rex's construction project can do better. Or we can try to get Rex's construction project sooner and do more, better, sooner. Alright, Dis. I think I'm about to get the next level of friendship with Dis. Jeez, this kid. Look at them, Dis says, gesturing to a squad of soldiers as they jog around the perimeter of the colony. They don't even know they're already dead. He laughs without smiling. Stupid. Why even bother fighting? Oh, kid. Kid. Huh? Huh. I wonder if it's locked. The next level of friendship with him. Well. Three events remaining, 2 collectibles remaining, boss event remaining. We could finish this and then we could go forage in the valley some more. I think that's what we're gonna do. Solana is somewhat more in control of her facilities here. If I bring a flamethrower to the valley, Utopia is gonna know. Also, Utopia noticed that something wasn't right last time and was like, no, you can't go. So Solana's like, okay. I can't let her be on, like, she can't be on to me. So that's no good. So I guess I should finish surveying the ridge. And then I'll go forage in the valley and try to set that on fire. I did try to go back there, didn't I? Did not succeed, but I can try again. Let's survey the ridge. We're gonna save. Yes, Oofus, that is the vibe. Gonna grab her plasma cutter. Go pick berries. That's right, this place... So this place is really, really, really hot. Toasty hot. And chemical, if I remember correctly. And so it's dangerously dry, dangerously hot. You could potentially burn yourself to death. And kind of radioactive, that's right. That's why we had that injury before. The flies here are awful. They come out in the heat of the day and buzz around you incessantly. They don't bite, but they seem to want something from you. Maybe the water or salt from your sweat. You hope they aren't laying eggs. Dis calls the more annoying ones rod flies because they're like long flexible sticks with a bunch of wings. They swarm in clouds around your face no matter how hard you try to shoo them away. He says they remind him of Mars. That's why I smiled as I read that a little bit in advance. But there are other ones too, like the one that's just a big eyeball with a couple pairs of little wings. They make a loud buzzing sound and are always just out of reach when you try to swat them away. Today, your personal nemesis is one of these eye flies. There was a whole bunch of them earlier, but only one has persisted. It's been following you, staring at you all morning. You and Dis have been batting at it for an hour, but it's a fast dodger. Dis has finally given up and just plods forward. It even lands on his head, but he doesn't care. So I can swat that eye fly, or I can be zen and let it be. You know, Solana frequently tries to be zen about these things, but right now she's not doing so hot. So she's gonna swat that eye fly. Card becomes value 3. I already had that. Ah, okay, never mind. That did not work. Okay, well, in that case. No. No, we're fine. Oh, wait, no, not that. Sorry, I'm just like singing to myself. Well, we'll see what happens. Okay, next round. Wait. Oh wait, no, we'll do that. So it's 12, that's 17. That's 17. 21. 22. 22. That becomes its 12. That's kind of amazing. Oh wait. 23. There we go. That's better. Hmm. 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 So that's 2. 19 now. We do 1, 2, 3. Yeah, no. This has to go here. And this has to go here. And this has to go here. Yeah, I think that's as good as we're gonna get. Without doing the one that gives me extra stress. Which I don't know that I need. As great as that would be. Yeah, we'll see what happens. Oh, geez, actually, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do this. So that's a 6. That's a 6. I don't know how that managed to work. How did that manage to work? Oh! Straight of 3. What? So these, the value is wild. Okay. Oh! Oh! So this simultaneously, these are all 4s. These are all 6s. This is a 4, 5, 6 because of the wild cards. Got it. Got it. Oh, wild. Wild. It's wild. Okay. Well, that's really exciting. I'm glad that this game does the math for me because I was like, there's no way I'm going to be able to get 32 points. But we did it. Let's swat that fly. No skill changes? Yeah, got an animal point. The eye fly is like the size of a human eyeball and made of concentric rings of rainbow hues. Black, yellow, green, blue, and purple. You find yourself staring right back at it. You wonder if the rings have something to do with light refraction. You let it land on your arm. Then you strike! Ha! Got it! Squashed! 10 minutes later, there is a new fly following you. Well, look. I did my best. I actually don't know if that was my best or not, but I did it. So that was an optional thing. There were multiple branching paths. Oh, there was a thing here that I did. This was not the end. Oh. This is another one of those branching pathy things. I can do that optional one. Oh, we'll take that strange device. And another one. And there's the boss fight. Well, let's go do the other thing. And then we'll go do the boss fight. You ready? Look at how rebellious I'm getting. I'm like 40% of the way there. All right. You're treated to a spectacular sight. An enormously long caterpillar dragon kind of creature way off in the distance. Its thousands of legs and kilometer of shimmering body snaking in and out of the haze at the bottom of this chasm. You just watch it. It's terrifying. It's like a train. So I could marvel at it or I could take some readings. I'm going to take some readings. I got kudos and animals. How come I didn't do this last time? Actually, hold on. I'm going to try just because I'm curious. What happens if I don't do that? If we marvel at it. Ah, I get animal points and less stress. Yeah, we'll take that. You're grateful it's a long way away. You can't imagine what would happen if one decided to head through the colony. What a magnificent beast. Okay, so this from a, like, what's it called? From a min-maxing perspective as far as numbers go, I don't think it makes a big difference. And I don't care about kudos, really, although I could start having birthday cakes for people. Because what else am I going to do with all this money? But if I gathered information, maybe that'll help us not die. I don't know. What am I going to do? What am I going to do? I'm not sure. Maybe I'll go with the first one that I did. Take some readings. Like, I think I don't need the kudos. But I also, like, I'm not overly worried about stress. Because I'm probably going to just die horribly anyway. And have a horrible encounter here. Okay, I think this is the last of the things here. So, shall we do it? Let's do it. Expeditions has been collecting energy readings from this area, tracing the invisible ley lines of power, like the one from the thumper that brought you here in the first place. They've pointed you to this cave. Oh, goody. Yay! Caves. I love caves so much. They've pointed you to this cave, a nexus of power at the convergence of many lines. You can feel the energy is different here, like a barely perceivable hum that prickles up the back of your neck, like something is watching you. It's likely this was some sort of important place for the convergent domain, Utopia says, leaning on her glider. I've sent teams through, but it gets mighty tight in there. I'm hoping you and Dis might have better luck wriggling in there, she continues. Might be the caves inside open up again, and if they do, take plenty of readings and report back to me. If there's anything I love, it's the idea of wriggling through very close caves. Are you ready, folks? In case anyone is watching me where this is the first game that you've watched me play, or you've missed one of the games where this is relevant, I have a phobia of caves, and sometimes it makes things a little awkward with games. Dis is vibrating beside you on nearly the same frequency as the weird power fluctuations. This is the real deal, he whispers, mostly to himself. Utopia nods and leaves you to it. What's the plan? I'm gonna prep my caving equipment, enter the cave, or leave for now. Well, I'm gonna prep my caving equipment. If this... Dis had better not walk away. I'm gonna be so mad if Dis gets consumed by the cave. We'll see what happens. You get headlamps and a little recording drone with a floodlight attachment. A tiny buzzing flying thing that circles around your head and sometimes illuminates what you want to look at. It's intelligent, which just means it won't just do what you want. Dis bats at it in annoyance. Utopia has also left you an anti-grav belt with a warning to practice extreme caution while spelunking down there. They make you lighter so you can climb more easily and won't hurt yourself as much if you fall. Wonderful! Let us enter this cave. The narrow entrance leads to a bigger room that animals have clearly used as a den. Wait, this looks familiar. This looks familiar. I've been here before. I've been here before. I've been here before. Was that a dream? Was it a dream that I was here before? Where have I been here? I recognize the lights on the cave. No, I don't think that was... The narrow entrance leads to a bigger room that animals have clearly used as a den. It's enormous, with glowing mushrooms on the walls and piles of bones in some crevices. In some places, the walls are made of iridescent convergent domain obsidian, like this was once a great hall millennia ago. You can feel a cool breeze coming from somewhere, but it'll be tricky to find in the dark. Try to find a way in deeper. Perception challenge. Extra hard. I think I've been here before. Card becomes 4. Wonderful. That's great. Oh. Okay, no, we're just gonna 12. $18. $18. Huh. I don't know, man. I'm gonna go with it. I'm gonna struggle with this one. We might have to load this. Oh my god. I hate playing sports ball. I hate it so much. It's the worst. The literal worst. Oh, hold on. Or I could make playing sports ball work for me. Or I could use this next round, actually. I could use these two next round. I'm going to use these next round and put the 0 on the other side of it, and we'll have 888. Okay. This might be my worst idea ever. Hold on. I'm gonna do this. Darn it! Okay, well, that's too bad. I thought maybe I could do that, but I didn't. That's fine. Of course, it still used the flower, but it's fine. It's fine. We'll see what happens. Could be worse. Could be worse. Could be worse. Not quite. Yeah, because this way... No. I think I'm going to have to do this and get the extra stress to do it. That's fine. Because, yeah, if I don't do that, then I have to push through with more. I guess it'll cost more stress to push through. So, all right. Unless I do this. And then this. Nope. Got no choice. It's the same. Okay, well. We're gonna do that. We're gonna do it. It's fine. It's close enough. I was smart. You know what's delightful? Is that I was just going off about how much I hate playing sports ball as a card. Hate it so much, and I keep talking about how I want to get rid of it, and it absolutely saved the day here. But I think this also shows that I have learned to strategize with my cards, haven't I? I don't think that past Lauren would have thought to do that, but I did. So I'm thinking of ways that you can use cards and things. Do I do it like a person who plays card things? No. Sort cards by suit. Oh, I didn't know that was there. Okay, well, that's good to know. Win. We're gonna win. Take some stress, fine. Gain a kudo, fine. You find the source of the breeze by tossing some fine sand into the air and watching which way the dust blows. It's a very tight crack. Good thing you and Dis are so small. You squeeze through and have to shimmy along on your bellies for about 10 meters, pushing your gear ahead of you. It's uncomfortable, but Dis's excitement draws you on. This is gonna go great. I can tell. It's gonna be wonderful. I got a bravery point. Excellent, good. I would not be doing this in real life. Yeah, perception. We're so close to maxing perception naturally. Past the crack, there are fewer signs of animals. The walls are smooth, grown obsidian, which has a kind of melted rainbow oil slick look. There are deeply carved glyphs on the walls at various intersections, like room designations, or street names, you wonder. And other kinds of basins, alcoves, grown into the rock, full of odd protrusions, all ancient and worn and inexplicable now. There's a previous colony attempt on this planet with different technology. Or perhaps this is the space-time warping of our colony. It feels homey. You come to realize the convergent domain must have lived underground. That's why there are so few ruins on the surface. As you follow the cave complex down, it's clear this used to be a well-traveled path. The corridors branching off to other places are now blocked off, as if a big earthquake had rattled this whole area. Only this one main path is still clear. It's too convenient to be a coincidence. Yes, what does that mean? The floor of the cave slopes downward like a slide, and it's quite slippery. So I can either pay attention to my footing or I slip. I'm going to pay attention to my footing, because I have a lot of points in perception. Oh. Plus 10 stress. You follow the cave system down, 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 all the way to what must be the bottom of the cliffs. You have to climb down a 3-story wall in the last section and are grateful to your anti-grav belt for making it easier. You're still tired, though. You can see dim light below. Daylight? You emerge into a hidden valley, totally surrounded by tall cliffs. Did you just come down all that way? You're surrounded by the ruins of convergent domain buildings, in much better condition than the windswept ones on the surface. It's perfectly still here, and as quiet as space itself. Yeah, these are the thumper-looking things. Yeah, they're very strange looking. If I remember correctly, they're like organic grown kind of buildings. And they've also got that iridescence to them. What was this? Dis whispers reverentially. Some sort of converger facility? And it feels so familiar. You remember this place from your dreams and feel a throbbing sense of importance that is a bit unnerving. Something momentous happened to you here, or will happen to you someday. You poke around a little, then call Utopia and give her your coordinates. Okay, so I did remember something there. All right. Yay! This is good. She swings down on her glider with extra ones for you and Dis tethered behind it. You're happy you won't have to climb all the way back up. She whistles. Great find, kids! This place didn't show up on any of our aerial scans. Took me a while to find a route in. You look bushed, she says. I'll stick around to get some readings, but you head on back to the depot and get some rest. Don't worry, we aren't going to push on without you. So I can either keep exploring or go home. I think this is everything. I think I've done everything there is to do here. Oh, would the time passing plus 15 stress not have happened? Well, that's fine. We're just going to take a look because I don't know if I did everything or saw everything. I did get multiple devices. Do let me know if you see something that I seem to have missed. Just trying to get all the collectibles. Not that I need a collectible to befriend this, because I've already done a pretty good job befriending Dis, but still. Also, hello, Blues. I don't know if I said hi to you, but hello. Hope work is going all right. People are behaving themselves. I went through a cave in this game, I'll have you know. I did okay. Partly, I think, because I've already turned off my brain. My brain's empathy, to some degree, is limited right now. Like I said, my brain and body are just kind of like, there's only so much of this you can take, so we're just gonna... Okay, so it looks like maybe there's nothing more to get here, because this is the beginning, and I went all the way through it. I think it's safe to say that today has been a pretty significant day in this game. You know what's interesting? The deaths of both of Solana's parents were very clearly telegraphed. I knew they were coming. I knew what was going to kill them just from the story, the way that it played out, you know? And yet that did not make it any less effective. Okay, I've done this entire creepy crystal area. It is really creepy. Something's not right here. Alright, we're just gonna... So I can't get up there to that crystal. And like, again, this looks like a uniquely designed and developed location too. I don't know, it's interesting. Alright, I'm not seeing anything more. Do you folks see anything more? Is there anything I've missed? Or do you think we should go ahead and head home? I think that's it. Alright. We've reached the end of this area. Let's go home. Alright, spent the month exploring. Perception has maxed out. We have naturally maxed perception. Extra points in engineering, which is also almost maxed out. And another point in friendship with Dis. It's Vertumnalia. In the midst of the colony decorating and setting out the food for the feast, you have trouble finding your festive spirit. Your dad's only been dead for a few weeks. How could anyone celebrate at a time like this? Yeah, that is pretty much how I feel. You gather in the colony square for the usual speeches. Lum takes the stage to fanfare and applause. "Hello, people of Vertumna," he exclaims over the din. "Happy Vertumnalia!" I guess people would be cheering for him because technically he defeated the enemy during Last Glow, so people, his approval rating went up a bit. He raises his hands to call for silence. "Before we celebrate, I want to recognize those we lost this year. Head of Geoponics Geranium and Surveyor Imbroglio." Probably saying that word wrong. The crowd goes silent for a minute. Your vision blurs with tears. How is this supposed to make you feel better that he's gone? Are they gonna promote Cal or something ridiculous? No. "The seer has taught us that the aliens are more dangerous than we ever knew," Lum continues. "It's not just the attacks during Glow. They're weaponizing the very air we breathe." Lum. "But they won't win. Already we've discovered how to beat them at their own game. With everyone inoculated against the Shimmer, we're one step closer to total dominion over this planet. I think I'm gonna leave. This is gonna be the first Vertumnalia that I'm leaving." After the council members each give their annual reports, everyone starts clearing the square to set up for the Vertumnalia games. You feel the pulse of a new holo message in your palm and open it up to read, Happy Vertumnalia. There's a present for you on the table. XOXO, your secret admirer. You rush over to the feast table and spot a wrapped present in amongst the roasted vegetables. Wow, you have a secret admirer? This is not going to go well, I don't think. I have the feeling this is going to be something bad, but what do I know? I'm not sure. Oh, you've been enlightened by mastering a skill. +1 to all mental skill increases for 3 months. Amazing. Okay. Good. You unwrap your present. It's a data band. You snap it on your wrist and boot it up on your hollow palm. It's full of all your favorite songs, videos, shows, and games. A collection curated by someone who must really know you. Now you'll always have your media with you, even if the net goes down, including all your favorite episodes of The Rise and Fall of Sanctuary Moon. Nice. Alright, well, should the writer of this game happen to drop by again, as she's done a couple of times, I will be sure to let her know that the Murderbot reference was noted and very appreciated. If you didn't get that reference, that's Murderbot's favorite TV show. So good. You should read Murderbot. It's so good. I love Murderbot. They're really good books. Don't let the name put you off. There is violence in them, but it's usually not like emotionally upsetting violence, and it's mostly actually like it's mostly about good people helping each other against the odds. We're in a corporate cyberpunk dystopia in space, but the good people are gonna find each other and try to make things better. So I strongly recommend if you have not yet. Also, the first 4 books in the Murderbot series, which stand together, they make a satisfying story arc, but they're all novellas, so they're not terribly long, which is part of how you know, like, it can't, like, when it starts getting, like, stressful, when you're like, oh my gosh, this is a stressful situation. How are they ever going to get through this? Well, there's only, like, this much book left, so they can't get that much more stressful. It's going to have to wrap up. So I find them to be some of the coziest books I've read in a long time, but I've been told that cozy is not the word that everyone would use to describe them, but I have also heard other people say that they are cozy, so it's not just me. But I really like them. They're really good. And I'm told the audiobooks are really good too. There's 2 versions, I believe. There is one version that's just a narrator who apparently does a good job, and then I think there's a version that has multiple voices and sound effects. So you have options, even if you're not a book person, like not a reading book person. You apparently are okay with listening to stuff because you're here. So if you're like, Lauren, I'm missing out on you talking about stuff because I'm listening to Murderbot, I will be like, good choice. They're very good. I recommend them. And there's going to be a TV show coming out, so we'll see whether it's good or not. It's filming here in Toronto. So Martha Wells, the author, actually came through to kind of see the thing, and while she was at it, she had a little like Q&A session at a local library that I went to, so that was very exciting. Anyway, Murderbot's really good and you should read it, and I'm going to apply peer pressure. I don't know if I've recommended them to anyone who didn't at least somewhat enjoy them. And a lot of people that I've recommended them to are just like, oh, these are really good. I'm like, yes, there's a reason why like everybody's obsessed with them. They're really, really good. So yes, I'm pretty sure that there's a full audio drama version of them because they're really popular. They're a little hard to get your hands on from the library, but the first 4 books, the novellas, are going to be re-released in paperback because currently they're only available in hardcover, which gets a bit pricey. But they will apparently be available in paperback. That's coming, so hopefully you will enjoy that. So yes, we are peer pressuring. Anyway, that's delightful. Okay, so, but also I've got a secret admirer. Like, what does that even mean? If it's someone who really knows me and put all of my favorite things, like the only 2 characters who I have a high enough relationship with potentially would be the twins. And I don't know if that feels, I don't know that either one of them would call themselves a secret admirer. So maybe Dis, maybe, but not tangent. That's not her style. +2 to last card. That doesn't seem particularly useful as an item, but I'll take it. You search the hollow palm for any hint as to who could have made it, but you can't find anything. You'll have to ask around, but later. The games are about to begin. You assemble with the other kids for the annual games. What do you choose this year? Talent show, trivia, bake-off, or no thanks? You know, it was gonna be a hard pass no thanks. But the secret admirer thing did kind of derail that. All right, Solana. When in doubt, what would Solana do? This is good practice for me with writing and characterization. You know? I may not be able to write, although I have been slowly and badly writing a little bit. If anybody read my stuff, I am trying to work on a set of stories. The things related, when I was like, oh no, this makes me think of what happened in my, like the prequel, the stories leading up to the book that I wrote. I've been trying to finish writing short stories for, like, it's a series of little short stories for the prequel, basically. Things leading into the creation of the colony, and then the colony growing and developing into what we then have in the book itself. But writing is really hard for me right now. Not least because usually, I mean, writing always has times that it feels really, really hard. Like, creating things always has times that it's really, really hard. But you push through, and sometimes you have good days, and sometimes if you push through the hard days, like, they turn into the good days, because you start feeling this flow, and you're like, yes, I've got it. Yes, I'm creating something, and I'm feeling this, like, joy and this satisfaction and this in the zone. Unfortunately, right now, I do not feel positive emotions like that. So I do not have the capacity to receive emotional reward for writing. And I'm not thinking clearly or cleverly enough to put together good turns of phrase to begin with. So it's a very hard time for me to be writing, but you know, I am doggedly pushing onward. I can edit okay, as it turns out. So I've been kind of polishing up some prose, but I really want to work on this. But I also have my short story audiobook things that I need to finish too, so we'll see. Anyway, so we've got trivia, which needs reasoning. Bake Off, which needs organizing. Oh, wow. I do not have combat. Yeah, take that combat. Talent show. Persuasion 35 or greater. As much as I want to continue my rivalry with Mars, I don't think Solana can do it. I don't think Solana's going to participate. Like, Vertumnalia starts, and she's like, how can we celebrate? My dad literally just passed away. So she's already not in a great spot. Then Loma shows up and starts running his mouth, talking about how we have defeated the enemy, and the enemy is weaponizing things against us, but we're gonna have total domination over the planet. And I'm like, Solana wants to burn down the topiary. She doesn't want to murder all of the enemies or all of the aliens on the planet. Like, there's a difference. The topiary is immediately and directly the thing that she's associating with what has killed her father. So that is a direct revenge against something that is also specifically, well, it's a danger. So if I get rid of it, that danger goes away. But there's a difference between focused anger and revenge and total global domination. which is not Solana. So Solana's kind of like, screw Lum. Screw all of this. She's already feeling, she's feeling a bit more rebellious than she has been. She had her moment with Dis. She was worried about him. She thought about running away with him. Yeah, so we're gonna, no thanks. This is the first year. I cannot see her performing in the talent show. Like, yes, that's what her dad would want. But I don't think she would do that. I think she would have to say no thanks. Which I've thought about doing previously, but I haven't taken it. And I'd said last time, if I remember correctly, the last Vertumnalia, I said this is the last Vertumnalia we're going to do. Like, I don't think I'm going to participate in the talent show again. No thanks. Yeah! My rebellion goes up, and my friendship with Dis goes up. You head up to the walls to get a break from the crowd. Dis is up here as well, sketching in a notebook. He shows you a few drawings he's made of various Vertumnan animals. Like the Unisaur they starved and dragged out for the Xeno wrangling competition this year. It sucks, he says, but doesn't say anything more after that. You're not sure if he means his drawing or the competition or the whole colony. Yeah. The Unisaur they starved and dragged out for the Xeno wrangling competition. Like, come on, guys. It's fine. Well, my stress got better. After the festivities, everyone descends on the feast. You heap your plate with more food than you could eat in 3 sittings. Everyone around you is so happy, but you can't help but notice the empty space where your dad should be sitting. It's your first holiday as an orphan. The other colonists try to make room for you in their conversations, but it's not the same. Yeah, I honestly think that that's right. That feels like the most in character thing. Avoid blocking events. Slip past all path blocking explore events. Oh, that's perfect. That's so perfect. You know what that means. Get your flamethrower ready. That is really nice. That's going to make going out there way easier. Well, time to talk to everybody. I'm going to make a save. Just because that way I can have, like, in case I want to go back more than just the immediate things. So, all right, Cal. You find Cal catching a break in the shade of one of the gardening sheds, a wide-brimmed hat pulled down low over his eyes. Hearing you approach, he lifts the brim and shoots you a smile. Hey, Solana, taking a break too? Someone gave you a data band. It might have been Cal. I'm gonna leave him alone for now. You excuse yourself. You can always ask again later, if you have the guts. Okay, that's why there's a talk to everybody option. It's possible, but I don't think so. I honestly think it's going to be one of these two. Unless, yeah, like, Nomi doesn't know her well enough. Rex doesn't know her well enough. Mars doesn't pay attention to anyone but Mars. Mars would fill it with some of her favorite stuff. Be like, well, obviously everyone's life would be improved by the things that I like because my taste is so good. You can't tell me I'm wrong. I'm not wrong. That is exactly what would have happened if it was Mars, you know? It's not Anemone. My friendship with her is not that great. So it's really these 3 are the ones that I think it could be. And I don't think I'm close enough with Cal. It doesn't seem like Tangent wouldn't. I don't think Tangent would do it. But Dis, maybe. I don't know. The thing is, both of them I think would think I was stupid, but I still want to ask them. Sure, I tried to get her brother to kiss me, but, just in case. Maybe it's a platonic admirer. That can happen. Tangent is hard at work in the lab, entering calculations into her hollow palm and frowning over a set of samples. She barely notices you enter. Hello, Solana, she says distractedly before going back to her work. Someone gave you a data band. It might have been Tangent. I'm gonna ask her, are you my secret admirer? This is gonna go badly. It's probably gonna damage our friendship. It's fine. I'll give her some flowers. We'll be fine. Tangent looks up from her hollow palm, a cross look on her face. You're what? Stars, Solana. Do I look like I have time for childish games? Huh, guess not. That's fine. I've been thinking of changing my sleeping habits, Tange says. If I only need to sleep 8 out of every, say, 36 to 80 to 48 hours, must they all be endured all at once? Imagine the efficiency of taking a 15-minute nap every 4 hours instead. Why, that's practically no time at all. Incredible. Well, I'm gonna ask Dis, and Dis is gonna be like, no, Solana, that's not my style, but I gotta ask him. You find Dis loading some equipment into an expedition's vehicle. He nods at you as you approach before going back to his work. Someone gave you a data band. It might have been Dis. Are you my secret admirer? Ah! Okay. Dis doesn't meet your eyes. So what if I was? Don't make a big deal about it. Oh. Oh. For me, it tracks that Dis pays close attention to what he's interested in. And for Dis, like, art has deeply personal meaning. Like, music is very much something that he finds meaning and a sense of self in. So I can see him paying attention to Solana's interests, even when he's pretending not to pay attention to Solana's interests, if that makes sense. Like, he's very much the sort of person who doesn't, like, even as he is right now, he doesn't want you to know what he's paying attention to. And part of it, I think, is also that he doesn't want to be vulnerable enough for somebody to know what's important enough for him to pay attention to. But it is very him to quietly, like, make note. And what an act of intimacy to say, I see you and I've noticed you. Not in a creepy way. Like, this isn't somebody who's memorized every step you take of the day. This is someone who has listened to you and paid attention to what makes you smile and documented that, because that matters, because you matter. Like, what an incredibly sweet and thoughtful gift. Like, okay, so, like, as I've said, like, I don't usually roleplay out characters in games. This is the first game I've ever felt compelled to do that with. It was really fun. I think that says something about how rewarding the writing and characterization in this game is, that it gives me more actual depth to play off of than, say, BioWare. I'm sorry, BioWare fans, but it's true. But the way that the dynamic between Solana and Dis has played out in my head, in my interpretation of things, I was kind of concerned about, like, the codependency, except that Dis has really, for all that he is clearly a very troubled kid, like, he has really shown a resistance to that. So when Solana is like, boundaries, I don't need to enforce boundaries with you, he's like, actually no, boundaries are important and I am not crossing yours because you should have them. I think really highly of this kid and I'm extremely worried about his well-being. So I find this very charming, and I'm happy that this is the romance that Solana has wound up with, even if This is one of those things that I don't think she would ever tell him, that she went to ask Tangent about the secret admirer first, you know? But it's one of those things because, again, like, she knows that Tangent's not interested, and she knows that, as far as she can tell, Tangent just doesn't have interest, as far as we can tell, aromantic and asexual. Like, just as that one time, even though she's been really good about, like, she doesn't take the flirt option no matter how many flowers she gives. There was that one moment where she couldn't help herself because it just felt too romantically coded. I feel like it's that same, like, moment of character weakness that has her go to ask Tange first, because Tange was her first love. Whatever it says about her that her second love is a Tange's twin brother who is very unlike Tange, so it's not like she substituted them one for the other, but apparently she's got a type. And it's these twins. I don't know. Anyway, I'm gonna flirt back with this, which, frankly, Solana deserves a flirt. She has had a rough year. And if we're gonna, like, string all of this together, like, you know, coming off of the tragedy and depression of losing her father and the immense frustration and complicated feelings of the cure from that, immediately followed by Lum's stupid shenanigans during Vertumnalia, and just she has no tolerance for Vertumnalia itself, and so she goes to the wall to get away from it all and hangs out with Dis there. So, like, yes, I love that it feels like it's just organically knitting together into a specific character plot, like following the things that I've done with her. I'm really excited to see what another playthrough does. But we have to get there first. And I am the slowest person in the world, but that's okay. Alright, let's flirt with Dis. Solana can have a little flirt as a treat. I loved when he was like, I won't let you self-destructively run away with me. I was like, Dis, you are so good. You deserve so much better. So, he doesn't want me to make a big deal about it. Solana's going to. But I like you too, she's going to say. Oh my god. I don't want to mess this up. I don't know when I saved last. Oh, I guess it would autosave. It autosaved at the beginning of the conversation, as you folks have reminded me, because I used to obsessively save in front of every conversation. I'm good at things. Look. Okay. Dis stops and turns towards you slowly, like he can't believe your words. What? Why? Dis! Are you dense, my friend? To be fair, the pinky holds. There could be some plausible deniability. The, like, I'm gonna run away from the colony with you. Like, he could be like, well, she just wants to get away because this place is bullshit. Dis, honey. Okay. Well, I could go in for a smooch, or I could say I just do. What would you do, Solana? I can't make up my mind. I can never make up my mind, so I have to figure out what Solana would do. Okay. I think the reason why she gets along so well with these two is because she's also this weird, awkward combination of super scientifically minded and also really artistically drawn, which is Dis in a nutshell. I actually think she's going to use her words. I don't think she's going to go in for a smooch. I think she's going to say, I just do. I can pick answers. I can tell you why I think Solana likes him. I can also tell you why Solana would say that she likes him. I don't know if these things are exactly the same, but it's fine. I'm going to say, I just do. Did I do it wrong? What happened if I smooched him? Oh, I think I did it wrong. I'm going to load. I'm sorry, folks. I'm going to load. I know I shouldn't do this, but I'm going to do it. You just have to deal with that. We're doing it. Sorry. Okay, let's see what happens if I go in for a smooch. Nope. Okay. All right, then that's good. Good to know. He did not like it. I didn't think so, and it didn't feel like her, but then I was like, I have to see. Okay. Well, that was satisfying. This does feel like the more in character option for both of them, and for his romance. So we're gonna say, I just do. Dis looks at you in shock, then looks away, breathing out shakily. Okay, he mutters, his cheeks turning pink. Cool, I guess. Oh, that's satisfying. Yeah, like the smooch just, it feels weird and invasive. And again, like the first like physical contact that they have that's like romantically tinged is just the little pinkies. He's not comfortable with, I would say he's probably not comfortable with intimacy on several levels. That's probably safe to say. And it doesn't feel right for Solana to just lean in for a kiss either. Like, Rex is over here like, hey, let's play strip poker and then make out. And she's like, no. Why would you do that? Which, like, I appreciate actually that the cast runs the full gamut of Tangent on one hand and Rex and Mars on the other. And there's no shame in either side. And I also like that they are their own way. So it's not like every character is romanceable. Because this is not that kind of a wish fulfillment experience. The characters have their own personalities and things. Okay, well that was satisfying and good. Alright. Too soon to give another gift? Yes, too soon to give another gift. I'm sorry, Dis. Maybe this is gonna go well. Maybe if I can just love him enough, he'll stay safe. That worked last time with Dad. Okay. Tange is deep in conversation with someone from the heliopause, making notes on her holopad. The soldier leaves, and Tange turns to you and acknowledges you with a small smile. Perhaps I was too quick to judge the soldiers, she says. In the past, great scientific advances have been made in service to the military. Ultrasounds, the microwave oven, blood transfusions, even the internet, which was the precursor to holopalm connectivity. She taps her finger against her chin. There may be a way to work in tandem for the good of humanity. No, Tangent. No. 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 I'm sorry, but after her accidental eugenics, disdain for human nature, now connecting with the sort of, I don't know. I'm just gonna say I'm concerned about that. All right. I can give Nomi the crystal cluster. Oh! Ooh! Nomi exclaims, making grabby hands at the pretty crystal. Happy birthday to me! I can't believe you remembered. Thank you. That's right. It is their birthday. We're in the dust. Oh, that means I missed giving a dust present to. Wait, no, I think it's late dust. I think Rex's birthday is late dust. Let's find out. Early pollen. No, who was it that had? Is it Cal? Cal's birthday's late dust. Okay, I have to be able to give him something. I could buy him a cake. I can buy him a birthday cake. Cal deserves a birthday cake. I'm gonna do that because Cal's like my brother. He was a. Okay, we're gonna have a little bit of self-deprecation. Cal was more of a son, more of a child to Solana's parents than Solana was, she thinks. If she had it to do again, maybe she would go into biology and do what her parents wanted her to do. Can't give Cal anything, but I will be able to next. Just you wait. All right, so. Hi, Mars. I bet she likes flowers. Do I know what she likes? She likes flowers. Do I want to befriend? I am so close. Shh. Sure, fine, whatever, Mars. I'll give you a flower. It's not her favorite, but that's fine. Hey, I thought... I'm not getting more of the friendship scenes with people. Maybe that'll be next time. I don't know. Well, I think that's everything that we've got to do here. Are you ready to go flamethrower? I mean, what? Flamethrower? Huh? Me? Never. Too soon to give another gift, right? Ah, yes. Shall we do it? It's the valley, right? Yes. You ready? And we're gonna save. Sometimes the millennial's gonna millennial, okay? Does anybody not get that reference? Am I old? Alright. Oh, an eggie! If I could just like take all the stuff and not do the things. I can just not do them. Wow. Wow. That's a little bit good. Holy crap, that's a little bit good. Wow. Just like go pick up all the stuff. Like all the stuff. I'm trying to remember where the pollen thing was. Oh, look. Oh, shoot! That's not what I meant to do. Oh, well. It's fine. I got a bunch of eggies. I should have noticed that that eggie had a question mark over it. Did I? No. It's fine. Man, this is a lot of stuff. Of stuff. That's so much stuff. My goodness. So you could just kind of decide which of these you wanted to do and just do them. So that's the boss fight. But that's not the pollen thing, right? The pollen thing, was the pollen thing a question mark? Or was it an exclamation point? I'm trying to remember. But it wasn't the manticore then, right? Well, let's see what happens. Ah, you come across a terrible scene. A manticore has cornered a little hop-eye and is playing with it, batting it around and catching it over and over. The hop-eye is screeching in terror. It's a horrible thing to watch. Yeah, we may have to go back and do that during Pollen. I'll be very mad if it turns out that I could have burned and ate it. I mean, not like mad in a bad way. Mad in a, like, gnashing your teeth and pulling at your hair and wailing at the unfairness of the universe in a way that's very satisfying for plot reasons. If I burninate the pollen during Pollen next year and I'm like, oh, I could have done that and saved my dad, but I didn't. All right. So I can either try to break up the fight, watch what happens, or none of my business. I'm going to try to break up the fight. See what happens. Is this straight at 3, 4, 5? 2, 3, 4. Okay. Oh shoot. Oh wait, hold on. That's pretty good. Flushes are all the same color. Okay. Man. 8, 6. There we go. Oh, we are super goaling. Oh, good. I'm glad that we're super goaling. Excellent. Ah, okay. So a flush of 2 counts and still okay. That's good to know. Okay. Well, good for us. We super gold. +1 to animals. There we go. That's right. That's why you want super goals. You quietly climb up into a tree first. Manticores can't climb trees. You're pretty sure you remember hearing that? You'll try to scare the attacker away by hooting and throwing rocks. You put on your scary face and try to frighten it away. The manticore is so annoyed by your throwing rocks and making a ruckus that it turns its attention to you. It roars in anger. Shivers of fear run up your spine. That's definitely a better scary face than yours. The Hopeye, who had been playing dead, suddenly leaps to its feet and bounds off into the jungle. Maybe a whole bunch of Hopeyes are going to come and they're going to go after the Manticore. The Manticore is adorable, but scary. It really is both of those things. They did a good job with that. The Manticore is now very angry with you. It rears up and digs its claws into your tree. You hold on for dear life as the tree shakes. It roars and rustles its mane at you, pacing back and forth under the tree. Then it sniffs around where the Hopeye had been, grunts one last time in frustration, and wanders off into the jungle. You stay in that tree for another full hour before you dare to come down. Scary! But you saved that little Hopeye's life. Alright, well, I guess I can't burninate the countryside, folks. Well, I guess I might leave then. I got a bunch of stuff. I'm gonna go home. Yeah. Guess we'll do that. My perception is so maxed out, it cannot max out anymore. Biology, I got 4 points in biology. Close, but not close enough to get the biology perk. Alright, it is now late dust. I gotta go give something to Cal. Cal, it's your birthday. I know that you're sad. I'm gonna give you a fruit. Oh Oh wow, that looks delicious, Cal exclaims. Thanks for the birthday gift, Solana. You know I love to eat. Yay. All right. We friendshipped with Cal. Are you ready? Let's see what happens here. Cal waves at you as you enter the garden, leaning on his shovel. Hey, Solana, he calls, but his eyes look past you, down the path, to where Anemone is beating the absolute tar out of a training dummy. Her fierce battle cries echo across the colony, making Cal wince. Yeah, I'm also worried about that, Cal. She's been going totally hard lately, huh? He says. He scratches his face, smearing dirt across his cheek. She asked me yesterday if I wanted to spar with her. She said it would be good for self-defense. Cal smiles sadly at the memory. I told her I don't want to fight. Not her, not a training dummy, and not anything on this planet. For real. I've never seen her get so mad at me. She called me a baby and told me I'm just going to end up forcing everyone to protect me because I'm weak or helpless or whatever. He seems upset and stabs the ground a few times with his shovel. I just don't think it's right to fight anyone, especially the Xenos. They were here first, he says. What do you think, Solana? So either fighting is how we survive, sometimes you don't have a choice, or violence is never the answer. I feel like fighting is how we survive is the pro-violence option. Violence is never the answer is the pacifist option. And sometimes you don't have a choice is the centrist option. Maybe a little bit landed, what's the word I'm looking for? Loaded of a way of describing it. But I think, honestly, if I'm being true to Solana, which is how we're trying to do things here, sometimes you don't have a choice is, I think, what she would say. Because she doesn't want to fight. I'm trying to think. Other than the big creatures during Glow, has Solana voluntarily fought anything? I'm pretty sure she's done combat and self-defense a couple of times, right? Pretty sure. The flamethrower was against the topiaries and the creation of the pollen, and in Solana's mind, she's not killing anyone or anything. She's destroying a natural phenomenon, like the weather. This doesn't necessarily mean it's correct, but I think that's how Solana is. Because I don't think burninating living things is her idea of a good time. Sometimes you have to fight back to defend yourself, but people will interpret self-defense in a lot of ways. Yeah, I think she did once or twice when she was desperately gathering food. I think you're right. But I think she's, by and large, been pretty good about not fighting and interrupting fighting and trying to find non-violent solutions. But if something is coming at you and you have to fight it to defend yourself, this is a good question. What am I going to choose? It probably doesn't matter. I'm going to say sometimes you don't have a choice. Geez, you sound like an adult, Cal grumps. They always tell us to see both sides of an argument, but I tried, and he shrugs. I just think if you have to hurt someone to get what you need, you don't deserve to have it. So I can say, but what if your life depends on it? Or, but what if your loved ones are in danger? Or, but what if you're really hungry? But what if they attack you first? Yeah, I can see your point. Or, you're being naive, Cal. The only one of these, okay, but what if your life depends on it? Like, I don't think either of these two kids is consciously like, I will kill something to save my life. Well, what if you're really hungry? Maybe the reason why, like the immediate reason why Solana did it, but the reason behind that was her loved ones were in danger. If they attack you first, you can try to get away. If your loved ones are in danger, maybe this is my Lauren coloring Solana. I would not be able to defend myself against this. I find pacifism admirable, but I would never be able to follow it. And part of it is that I don't think I would ever be able to stand by and watch somebody else be hurt like that. So, but what if your loved ones are in danger? I mean, that's totally scary, but you kind of shouldn't be putting your loved ones in situations where they could be in danger in the first place. Except that it's not always your control. Let's see. But what if your life depends on it? How is that fair? Their life depends on it too, Cal retorts. You can't just decide that you get to live and they don't. Let's see. But what if they attack you first? Cal throws his arm up in disgust. If something attacks you first, you probably did something wrong. Maybe you shouldn't keep going places where things want to attack you. So it is clear for me, from where I sit as Lauren, that Cal is speaking out of trauma. Because it's one thing to talk about violence against people and choosing not to fight back against people. But to say it must be your fault if somebody enacts violence against you. Like, Cal is thinking about innocent animals living their lives, and if they attack you, you must have done something to deserve it. But there are other circumstances in which violence occurs. And oftentimes you do not deserve it. So it's funny because, like, part of me might be inclined to say, oh, absolutely, I understand the value of pacifism and I'm going to support his pacifism. But he has taken it far enough in a direction that I'm like, oh, you are not even like just being an idealistic pacifist here. You are detached from reality because of your trauma. Which I understand, having to kill a creature in self-defense was a traumatizing experience for him. But you cannot take the one incident that happened to you and was traumatic and extrapolate from there that all situations are the same. You know? Like, what if a person attacks you? Did you do something wrong to deserve that? No. I mean, I think that to some degree, like, this game is highlighting, like, some of the wrong decisions that our colonists have made in coexisting or not coexisting with the planet around them. But, like, I don't know, this gets a little too close to blaming the victim as a mentality that Cal is not thinking of, because human on human violence is not a concern of his, which is an interesting twist compared to how pacifists usually are written. Pacifists aren't always vegetarian, for example. So yeah, him saying that if something attacks you first, you probably did something wrong. I'm gonna say you're being naive, Cal. You tell him sometimes you just have to fight. Nope. Cal says. Nope, nope, nope. Nobody's life is worth more than anyone else's life. It doesn't matter if they're human, Xeno, or anything else out there. We all need to live in peace. Yeah, he is being naive about this. Cal slumps. Sometimes I think about the Xeno I had to kill the first time they attacked. Like, obviously I'm glad I'm alive, duh, but now it's dead. His eyes go back to Anemone. She stopped sparring with the training dummy and is looking up at the gardens as she has a drink. Neither she nor Cal wave at the other. It was an accident. I didn't mean to kill it, Cal continues quietly. It just happened. I wish I could tell it I'm sorry. Cal has such strong convictions. It's one of the things you like best about him, even if you don't always agree with them. I learned something about Cal, and I got Cal's strength as a card. You spend a few hours following Cal through the garden. The adults have given him a portion of land to plan out for the next planting season. It's a big responsibility, but instead of feeling proud, you can tell Cal is a little distracted by your conversation. He keeps looking over in Anemone's direction, but she seems determined to ignore him. When you finally head out, you're just as dirty as he is. The dirt sticks under your nails no matter how many times you wash your hands. So I wonder if this is one of those things that's going to shape something about his reactions as well. I did not get more friendship points with him because of it. Yes, pacifist, loves animals, he, him. Yep, got it. Well, it's time to go give some more gifts to people, not you. Anemone. Right, she's crushing on base. Zuko. I keep losing my, there it is. Let's give her an Eggie. You're a hero, Anemone says, taking the egg. And I'm starving. I'm gonna get the kitchen to cook this up right away. Okay. Alright, Tange. Oh, too soon to give another gift to Tange. Sorry, Tange. Oh, is it too soon for gift giving all around? Rex and Nomi are curled up together, his head on their lap as they watch something on Nami's hollow palm. Nomi pauses the show and Rex grumbles sleepily. He must have almost drifted off. Hi, Nomi says, scritching behind Rex's ears. Do you want to watch Turbo Girl Hyperjet transform with us? We're almost ready to start the OVAs. No, not right now. Hi, Rex. Is it a new season? It's not a new season. Hi, Dis. Too soon to give another gift. Well, I'll be giving those gifts shortly. Okay, so I cannot burninate the countryside. Solana, what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? We could max out our engineering. We could max out our creativity. I believe engineering and creativity both get filled by a robot. What was I doing? Other than robot, what was I doing? Do you folks remember? Did I have a goal? Okay, yeah, 'cause I don't remember anything either. I guess we'll just go back to robots then. It's definitely... Reasoning and empathy is good. We were focused on burninating, that's true. Yeah, well, we can max out engineering. What is my engineering? Oh, I can't tell because I've got the other thing. Yeah, okay. At this point, like, what else am I gonna do? I don't even care. Fine. I don't know what else she would do. Repair robots. Oh. Okay, so I guess the other one didn't even count. Oh, it probably was because of the timing. They probably actually intentionally made it so that you didn't have a scene for after her dad, just to make sure that they didn't trigger a scene that would have been inappropriate following that. That would be my guess. There was a flag. You're honestly pumped for your first day in the robotics lab. There wasn't enough room on the Strato for a proper lab, so for most of your life you've been warned that the bots the colony relies on, like the watering bots and the hoverlifts, will eventually all break down for good. With a fully functioning robotics lab, you should be able to keep those bots active for a lot longer. Plus, there's all sorts of unused bots in here. You look around and wonder at the wide array of chassis and shells. Maybe one day you'll even be able to create new robots of your own. You can't wait to show off what you can do. Congruence is so relieved to have an assistant. Since Hal died, well, Dr. Instance is too busy to help, she says as you're setting up. Tangent sometimes lends a hand, literally, but she seems to be more interested in her own projects. The chief engineer seems to think they're a lost cause, that we should just recycle them, Congruence opines. Hal would have never thought they were trash. So what are you excited to work on, Solana? I just like to fix things, programming is super cool, or I want to build something massive. I just like to fix things, frankly, right now. Yes. Okay. Secret motivation unlocked. Solana is like... I can't fix people. I can't fix things in my life. I can fix some robots. It won't actually do anything, but it'll feel like it's like when you're cleaning a really dirty place and you feel better afterwards. Like that feeling of progress feels good. So I just like to fix things. Oh, I got a creativity point for that. And I got engineering, extra engineering. Oh, I've maxed engineering now. Oh, that's good, Congruence tells you. Without Hal here, the broken bots are really piling up. Congruence goes quiet, then adds, go ahead and look around. If you have any questions, let me know. You spend the day getting to know your way around the robotics lab, meeting all the bots you're going to be working with. These broken, forgotten bots just need a little TLC. Let's get to work. Oh, man. Sorry, I'm thinking through. This right here, escaping the Shimmer Glade, yeah. Sorry. Is that as good as it's gonna get? 31. Yeah, I think that's as good as it's gonna get. Gonna do that. That looks better. Yeah. We'll go ahead and call it. Okay, my engineering is so maxed out. Like, my engineering could not get more maxed out. Oh my goodness. My engineering is hilariously maxed. Incredible. Okay, well that's good. Okay, it's wet. New perk. Engineering level 3, extra gear slot. Equip an additional gear. Okay, well, let us equip some gear. I'm suddenly got a lot. So this is just 5 points for everything. Plus 2 to the last card. That sounds like that would be complicated to work around. So we'll go with the Sun Medallion for now. Alright, Tange. Time to finish our friendship. Yeah, she's not gonna flirt with me. Hope you find it useful. Okay, I don't know that that's gonna have done anything, but my friendship with Tangent is now 100. Friendship with Dis. I still need to figure out when their birthday is. Which is clearly not now. But it's fine. That's fine. Those two are standing together. These two are standing together. Alright. Rex, it's a new season. Rex peers out from under an awning at the torrential rain. I learned my lesson last year. If I go out in that, I'll smell like wet dog for hours and hours, he pouts. You know anything fun we can do while we wait for the rain to stop? I bet I know what they want. Alright, I got a hug. Do I have any... Do I have any... I guess I can give Mars some flowers. Oh! Well, I've had better birthday gifts, Mars sighs, rubbing one of the petals. But this will look nice in my hair, I think. Thank you. Alright. Well, my friendship with Mars is proceeding. It's fine. It's fine. I just gave Cal something for his birthday. I don't know if I've got anything for Nomi. Alright. Dis is kneeling at the edge of the expedition's staging area, checking through his backpack. I can't wait to get out there again, he says. I hate being cooped up in the colony with everyone's drama. And everything always smells like shit. He takes a deep breath for effect. Yeah, I'm not gonna miss that when I'm gone. Alright, time to give him a strange device. Alright, Dis. We're gonna be close to maxing out our friendship here. What else have I got, actually? Because, like, I'm actually thinking that what I might do is teach the kids a bit. I've got another month of whatever enlightened. That's mental skill increase for reasoning. So I might as well give it a try. Because I don't think I have any other goals at this point. Ah! Sorry, I seem to have lost my... There we go. Tutoring children. So you get more points for the repairing robots. It's a bigger thing, but... I'm gonna try tutoring children one more time. Because what else am I gonna do? Solana's calming down a little bit. But she's kind of feeling like she's lacking direction right now. So, you will tutor children. Okay. Today you're tutoring Nougat. I'm sorry, her name is Nougat. And a couple of younger kids in ancient Earth geography. They're learning the names of the countries by pointing to them on maps and saying a few facts about them. It seems kind of pointless to memorize places that these kids will never see, but it's not like you can teach them much about Vertumnalia geography yet. You're still discovering it. Billions of people? Nougat says, skeptically squinting at a hollow projection of Earth. How do they fit everybody into one little planet with all the trees and animals and stuff? Was it all like one big colony? So I can either tell her the sad truth or lie and make it sound idyllic. Telling a gentle tale. Doesn't that look like Tammy? Grown-up Tammy? It does. So I'm going to tell her the sad truth. Yeah, I'm more rebellious. Gained memory. Learning about Earth too. It's nice to live in ignorance, but Nougat's going to learn the truth just like you did in humanities class. It's interesting that you could have not learned this in humanities class, so you'd have maybe other options. You tell her life on Earth was brutal and hard. Humanity destroyed the environment and fought over what was left. There were no trees or animals left. Not as many as there should have been anyway. Most people were poor, hungry, and sick. And the ones who weren't kept all the nice things for themselves. At least your parents were lucky to escape on the stratospheric, and you were lucky to be born on it. You're all lucky to be here now. No matter what, at least Vertumna isn't Earth. Nougat looks bewildered. She doesn't really watch holovids, only the cheerful ones for kids that don't address Earth's decline, so she had no idea. But they still had really, really tall buildings, right? To fit all the people? She asks. You sigh and tell her they did, and she nods in satisfaction and goes back to her schoolwork. Well, I tried. I'm rebellious. Whatever. So rebellious. Oh, I suppose I could have had another if I won Talent Show Champion 2. Hold on, let me see. I want to see something. Okay, wow. I thought that might be more of a super goal, but this is a super goal. All right. Shall we super goal? We're going to super goal. Oh, right, because I get +5 to all of my challenges now. +6 reasoning. Holy crap. +3 from one challenge, super goal, and enlightened status, and then doubled. Amazing. Empathy. I only got 1, but that's fine. My empathy is not close enough to getting a thing. Kudos and stress and a point with Nomi. Okay, well, I got a new perk, I think. It's mid-wet. New perk! Autoplay Fairy. Autoplay Fairy sometimes plays the best hand for you. Okay. Well, I guess we'll never have that. Why would you need... Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Oh, it shows you the up. Okay, because I've never had an up on this. Okay, so... Reasoning is great. I could do something with organizing in biology, but it's fine. Alright, so what are we going to do now? Looks like we're going to be resting for glow again at this rate. I'm trying to think if there's anything else to do here. Ah! I can give Cal something else. I'll give Cal some fruit. Alright. Yet getting stuff is much easier at this point in the game. Okay, I seem to have unlocked the next stage of my friendship with Dis. Are you ready? Dis is relaxing in the back of one of the expedition vehicles, absorbed in a holonovel. You clear your throat, and he jumps and gives you an awkward but genuine smile. Hey, Solana, he says, pulling his legs out of the way so you can climb in beside him. It's getting harder to find places to be alone here, don't you think? I'd kill to be out exploring, but Utopia insisted we have a rest day. He rolls his eyes. Is he blushing? Maybe a little, maybe not. But that's cute. I love that he is actually happy to see her, and he actually lets her in. Dis closes his holonovel and sighs. It's just so crowded here, he complains, and it's boring. Why are we resting when we could be out there? There's still so much to discover, and I'm sitting around reading old sci-fi novels from Earth instead of living a real-life one. He looks you in the eye. Tell it to me straight, Solana, he says. Do you think there's sentient life out there? You can either say, nothing's out there but murderous animals. Or the option I'm going to give, which is, if there is, I've never met it. Which I wonder if you could have met it, and then you can give that answer to him now. But I haven't met it. To my knowledge. I don't know what those creatures are capable of, but if there is, I've never met it, I say. Really? Dis asks with a secretive smile. There's some wild stuff out there, Solana. You just need an open mind. You should come with me on expedition sometime. I can show you around. I come with you on expedition all the time. What are you talking about? But this could be like you could have been pursuing a friendship with him without having coming out with him on expedition all the time. But I can say, are you flirting with me? Or are you saying aliens exist? Well, we know that they exist, actually. We've encountered their colony. We know about the convergent. They're not the convergent, divergent. What are they called? Help. Convergent. Domain. Convergent domain. Okay. Got it. Anyway, I do think that he's flirting because he's got a secretive smile. He's like, I'm gonna show you something special. You should come with me and I'll show you something special. I think that this is also for neurotypical or neurodiverse folks. Frequently sharing your special interest with somebody is an expression of intimacy and trust. So him being like, I'll show you the aliens. That's his special interest. So it's great. Thank you, Dis. Are you flirting with me? I'm gonna flirt back at him. No! Okay, never mind. I wasn't sure. Because sometimes flirting with him is okay. So you can't be too overt with it with him. Okay, fine. Fine. I will use my actual character. My actual characterization understanding instead of my video game. Min-maxing. Are you saying aliens exist? I thought it was negative. It might have actually been the same exact thing. Let's try that again. I just panicked. Are you flirting with me? Oh no! Oh no! Okay. Just blinks at you, then goes red and looks down at the floor of the cab. I'm not. He stammers. He rubs the back of his neck. Never mind. Forget I said anything. He continues. But you should come out sometime. Okay. All right. Okay. So he is flirting, and I flirted back. And I don't know that it was negative or positive. I think it happened. It's okay. We'll get our friendship up to 90. You'll see. My bravery has to be what? 80 probably? It's not close. Okay, well. What was I gonna do? Did I have a plan? We've got one more thing we can do before we have to take it easy, potentially during glow. Or we could not take it easy during glow, because we might actually be able to fit both in. Well, we'll figure out what we're gonna do. We could tutor a little bit more. Tentatively about fixing things now. Hold on. The thing is, I feel like the fixing robots, like, won't get me any bonuses, I don't think, because engineering and creativity I'm not at risk of those. Creativity and empathy. Oh my gosh, I keep having problems with my... There we go. Help in the kitchen, practice photophonor, relax in the lounge. Oh, it makes a friendship with Rex, I forgot. We've got a few points in animals in honor of Dad. We could go try to feel close to Dad because we're feeling kind of sad and aimless. Although I actually probably should do something that'll get me this. Animals and empathy. As much as I would like to do animals and empathy. I think I am gonna use my perk or my bonus for mastering a skill and do tutoring again. I think that's what we're gonna do. Oh! Oh, my reasoning is now high enough to do the next level of genius deduction. Okay. +5 during blue. Okay. How's the research coming? Tangent shrugs. Well enough, she concedes, but I confess I've actually hit something of a block. I'm sure the answer is right in front of me, but I can't grasp it. You take a look at her work. Immediately, you come to the conclusion that had been just out of her reach. Let's see if she likes or hates that. Tange rubs her eyes. Oh, you are formidable, she says. I had been coming at it wrong the entire time. She taps a few notes into her hollow palm and smiles. Thank you for being someone on this stupid rock I can trust to know what they're doing. Got more reasoning points. That's nice. More friendship with Tangent. My friendship with Tangent is already maxed, but that's good. Good job. Excellent. All right. Well, I'm doing pretty okay. What did I say I was going to do? I was going to tutor again? Yeah, I think we were going to tutor children. Because I could use reasoning and empathy more than I could use repair robots, which is engineering and creativity, I think. As much as I want to... The thing is, the tricky thing here is that I don't think I was supposed to spend as many... I don't think I was supposed to do as much school at the beginning of the game as I did. I think I was supposed to branch out and do a bunch of things and get those first lessons out of the way with a bunch of things, because then repair robots is a much better way to gain engineering. Like, it's faster and it's better, and you get more for it in a way. But as it is, I've maxed out my engineering, so there's kind of no point for me to do repair robots. But if I do repair robots, then I unlock plot stuff, right? And yet, Blue Glass, it might unlock, like, it might have a delayed thing because there may be other things happening. So kind of, we'll see. We'll see. Should I tutor children or repair robots? I actually have a question, and I'm trying to figure out how to phrase this. But pursuing an activity unlocks more than just points, correct? Is that correct? Yes or no? And by, like, more than just points, I mean, like, plot things, character things, options later on in events and stuff like that. Does it only affect your stats? Yes, it does unlock more than just your stats. Okay. Well, maybe I'll repair robots. So I kind of want to make the most of this reasoning thing. Get double or whatever reasoning. And then we can go back to repairing robots. I feel like that might be useful. Or not. I don't know. But we'll tutor the children. Oh, geez. Oh, geez. You're heading back to your quarters at the end of the day, and as you pass by the med bay, you hear shouts and scrambling from within. Several surveyors have come back with serious wounds, not the usual broken limbs and sunstroke. One of them is holding a towel to her own leg, staunching blood flow from a massive animal bite. Another looks nearly blinded from acid. It looks like chaos out there. I'm not even close. Or chaos in there. I am close, actually. Hold on. I want to check and see if I have gear. No, I don't. I could try to buy. Because I could help in medbay if my biology was 4 points higher. Or I could watch unobtrusively, or I could leave quietly. Well, we'll try watching unobtrusively. And we may do some shenanigans otherwise. Oh. I know I got the points in biology. Yeah, that was terrible. Dr. Instance fixed them up, but there was a lot of blood. It really seems like she could use an assistant nurse. It's hard to look away while instance is operating. You learn a thing or two about human anatomy, but lose your appetite for dinner in the process. Okay. So that would have been a way to unlock. If I had enough points in biology, I could unlock doctoring. Which I really don't want to do, actually. Because the thing that I could do is I have like this billions of kudos, is that I could go and see if I could buy a thing that would give me enough bonus points in biology that I could do that. Hold on, we're gonna try loading just to see if that's even an option. Sorry to min-max here, but I'm curious. Hello, colony. It's not actually what it's called, but... Wait, this is the wrong place. Where is... Oh, it's up where Mars is, right. Visit the... Oh, let's view the notice board. Food supplies are good. Security rating is orange. The gates will be closed during glow, and a strict curfew will be in place. Plan accordingly. This is Rhett. Governor Lum Command. Chief Administrator Seek Command. Security Chief Rhett Garrison. Chief Engineer Instance Engineering. Chief Cultivator Recalcitrance. Geoponics. Cal has been promoted at age like 16. Well, that's not good. Oh, if you buy cake, it gives you 7 cakes. Oh. Oh, so you buy it once and then you have a bunch of cakes and you can give everyone cake on their birthdays. Got it. See, the thing is, like, I could buy this. Hollow eye display. First collectible uses freeze. Great, but plus 10 reasoning. Plus 20 persuasion. I love the vintage focus device. Oh, that's really good, actually. I might buy some cake. I think I might just accept that I'm not going to unlock nursing and just not nurse. I'll buy some cake and then this would be good if I didn't already have infinite engineering. I'm gonna buy some cake. Sure. Oh, oh, okay. There are only 7 cakes that you can buy. Never mind. Okay, well, I'm glad that I know how that works now. Okay, well, in that case, we're going to continue. We're going to go fail to unlock nurse. You ready to fail to unlock nurse? All right, let's get to work. We're going to have no choice but to rest at glow. Oh, radioactive plant, huh? Double card, 18. I think I'm a little overpowered here. And then we'll do 5, 4, 3. What? A super goal? Me? Gosh. You don't say. Although actually, if I did this... Oh, my super goal is the same. That's fine. Alright, well, let us win with a super goal here. My reasoning did great. Yes, I got 6 points in reasoning. That's pretty good. Some kudos, some stress, and some empathy. Okay, done. All right, next month. New perk? Native botany? Unlock xenobotany research and geoponics. What? Could I have just studied that? It was my first playthrough from the beginning as a kid. And had... Oh my god. Okay, well, that's fine. Tange gestures towards the geoponics domes. We're doing some really incredible things with genetically modified crops, she says proudly. Recombinant DNA is fascinating. We can take the genes that select for hardiness in Vertumnalia plants and insert them into the genome of humble Terran plants with higher yields, such as potatoes. Ooh, she says, closing her eyes. Or even coffee beans. I need a break soon. Indeed, I do. Do you guys mind if we go a little bit late tonight? Just to try to finish up the year? I don't think I got anything for Rex here. My persuasion is not going to ever be that high. I do like that I don't actually agree with any of the kids fully. Oh, look at that. Oh, so you don't necessarily always unlock the friendship thing immediately after giving them the thing that boosts the friendship. Got it. Okay, well, let's talk to Nomi. Nomi is in their usual spot in the lounge, surrounded by their steadily growing collection of body pillows and stuffed animals. They're curled up with their arms around a giant plushy creature and seem to be scrolling listlessly through the movies available in the Colony Media Archive. So I can either say, find anything good, or you okay? I'm gonna ask you okay. We'll see how that goes, because I don't actually know. No, Nomi pouts. I've been betrayed. I finished all of Maidstalker Ares and it ended on a cliffhanger. They tip over onto their side, clutching their plushie to their chest in anguish. I didn't know that the stratosphere had left Earth before the series finished airing, Nomi whines. You have every episode except for the two-parter season finale. They bury their face against the plushie. Now I'll never know how it ends, they sniffle. It's not fair that we'll never have any new shows to watch. So I can either say this isn't about the show, is it? Or maybe we can make up a new ending. Or sounds rough, buddy. They have nice little, very subtle references sometimes, which I appreciate. Radical Princess Mikiniki. That's really great, Chrono. I like that. Okay, so I can either be creative or I can be empathy. I'm gonna choose empathy here. This isn't about the show, is it? Nomi wipes their eyes and heaves a big sigh. Yeah, they say, not meeting your eye. I guess that's kind of true. It just reminds me that, They pick at a thread of their plushie. You know, they continue quietly, that, everything ends and sometimes it's a lot sooner than you expected. Yeah, I think Solana knows about that. When I got here, I remember looking at your huge media library and thinking, wow, galactic! I'm never gonna run out of things to watch. It felt like the whole world was still ahead of me, ready to be discovered. New planet, new people, a new life. Nomi digs their fingers into their plushie. Now it feels like everything's just on fire all the time, and everyone is always on my case about how I need to grow up. What's so bad about being innocent? Why does everything have to be so grim all the time? This is a good question and a good conversation topic, because there is something to be said for people being able to maintain their innocence. But there is also something to be said for growing up. And I think it's about finding a balance between the two. That I think a lot of people lean too far in the direction of growing up and try to force other people to follow them. But then you have people who refuse to do any of the growing up if they can help it. And I don't think that's healthy either. They wipe their eyes again angrily. And I don't get any more episodes of this stupid show I like. It's not fair. Okay, so I do have to point out here, and I don't think that this is intentionally timed. Nomi, I don't know if this is intentional or not. Nomi is so wrapped up in their own dramas and their own feelings and their own wants and needs that they do not consider other people's feelings. Not in a discounting the worth of other people's feelings sort of way, but they simply don't have space in their minds to consider that other people that maybe now's not the time, for example. Like, and again, I don't know that this is intentional. This is, I think, just kind of like coincidentally how the flags fell. But Solana just lost her dad not that long after losing her mom. It's been a few months. Nomi is upset that sometimes things end because they've run out of their TV show and everybody wants them to grow up. It's a little insensitive. And I do actually really like that as a character flaw. To me, coupled with their inconsiderate approach to writing their alien story, I think it's supposed to be a character flaw. It certainly comes across as one with these two things together. And I think it's good because like Nomi is like sweet and innocent. It'd be very easy to have like the it's the sweet and innocent like manic pixie dream kiddo, you know. But when you have somebody who is so focused on their own feelings and their own imagination that they don't make space for other people, they don't truly like they do care. If Solana is sad, they would care that she was sad, and they would try to figure out a way to be there for her. But on some level, like, they can't see outside of their own feelings. It's like other people's feelings aren't fully real to them, aren't as real to them as their own feelings. And I feel like this is a way that I could have been. And I think this is a way that sometimes people think I am, because I do tend to dwell on what I'm struggling with. But perhaps because I'm aware that I have the risk of being like Nomi here, I try very hard to be extremely aware of it, and to mitigate it as much as I can. But yeah, like it is funny, as adorable as Nomi is, as lovable as Nomi is as a character, like I'm not sure, like for me that's a really interesting flaw. And I don't know, like I feel like if I knew Nomi in real life, like we would actually clash over that. And maybe this is a moment to clash in game. So I can either say sometimes the truth is hard to accept, or I get that it's hard. I want to be empathetic and kind, but I am role-playing a character here for better or for worse, and Solana, I think she'd be a little frustrated. You didn't even acknowledge, like, of course I know that things end too soon sometimes. Am I just a side character to your main character story? Do the tragedies in my life only matter in as much as they provide conflict in the background of your grand life adventure? That's what it feels like. So I could say I get that it's hard, or I can just say that sometimes the truth is hard to accept. I think that Solana is a little bit frustrated again, just as the way that she was when Nomi was writing that story. If I were trying to be the most magnanimous, best person who's gonna min-max all of my interactions with people and show infinite compassion and patience, I would have handled that situation differently, and I would handle this situation differently. However, Solana is a teenage girl who is now an orphan. So I think she's allowed to be a little grumpy. Sometimes the truth is hard to accept. I don't need anyone to tell me that, Nomi exclaims. I know life is hard, but it's still okay to be upset about things. Yeah. I feel like my friendship with Nomi is going to be very much 2 steps forward, 1 step back. Yeah, no, I think it's fair. I think that Nomi is... I think Nomi rubs Solana the wrong way. Perhaps because Solana tries really hard to be thoughtful of other people's needs. I don't know. Hi, Cal. Can't give him another gift. Okay, fine. My... okay. Sorry. It seems that my mouse / controller having some weirdness happen there. I don't know what's going on there. My friendship level with Dis is 87. I really want to max it out so bad. Oh! Good, I can give him something. Let me give him a strange device. He scrutinizes the device for a bit, but then his shoulders slump. Did you give this to me because it's my birthday? He asks. I actually hate it when people make a big deal about my birthday. It's, look, maybe you should just go do something nice for Tans. She actually likes the attention. Okay, well, that's good. Okay, well, I finally learned when his birthday is. Which means I also know it's her birthday. Even though it's not going to do anything because she and I already have max friendships, I'm going to go give her her birthday present. It seems you've remembered my birthday. How thoughtful of you, Tanj says, accepting the flower with a dubious look. I'll set this flower aside to analyze later. I am interested in the properties of all Vertumnan flora. Okay, I hope you find it useful. Alright, there we go. I've got their birthday finally. Alright. Don't touch me, Mars orders, raising her hands in the air. I just did my nails, and if you mess them up, I am going to scream until the adults come and throw you in space jail for crimes against sophistication. She's actually pretty funny. I think I like her despite myself. I don't have any more logs. I want to give him a log, and I can't. That's fine. Well... we got one more thing to do before Glow. Then we're going to have to rest on Glow. Or we could rest now and be not have a problem at Glow. Okay, yeah, actually, you know, here, I can't make my mind. Should I rest now and do something during Glow? Or do something now and rest during Glow? It's your turn to vote, folks. I'm gonna womp. Oh, well, it didn't go. I didn't hit the button enough. See who's still paying attention to me. Does anyone have a preference? It's okay if you don't. Okay, Aki says to do something now. Rainy is making indecisive noises. Does anybody else have any feelings on the subject? Kronos says to do something now. Okay. Well, that's 2 people saying do something now. If anybody else wants to weigh in, please feel free, but otherwise... I might repair the robots. To see what that unlocks story-wise, if anything. we could go be stressed out about... We could go be stressed out about the animals, actually. Let's go be stressed out about the animals. You ready to go be stressed out about the animals? I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna go be stressed out about the animals. Yeah. Tend the animals. This will give me some points in animals and some points in empathy, which is what I want. You visit your mom's little garden. There's a small shrine set up in memory of her and your father. Her favorite flowers. His old boots. On Earth, they used to put whole bodies into boxes and bury them underground. The colonies always skipped the decomposition step, using a process to quickly render bodies into nutrient-rich mulch. Your mom and dad stipulated that their remains would be used here, added to the dirt that they tended to so lovingly in life. Sitting here, I feel like they could be just around the corner. I could leave a gift at the shrine or I could talk to them. I'm going to try talking to them. Yeah, blue glass indeed. What a way to end out the year. I'm going to try talking to them. About what? The only thing I can talk about is how much you miss them. I wonder if you can unlock other things to say here. You spend some time talking in the general direction of the shrine about how much you miss your mom and dad and how unfair it is that they died so young. You know that the whole colony is your family, but being orphaned at 16 is still a heavy blow. You imagine your mom ruffling your hair and telling you to toughen up, and getting a warm bear hug from your dad. You hear footsteps behind you and the creaking of the little garden gate. Cal kneels beside you and gazes at the shrine. I miss them too, he murmurs. I know I already have more parents than the average person, but your mom and dad were kind of like my parents too. They taught me everything I know about agriculture and how to care for animals. He smiles sadly. I hope I can be half the farmer they were. I could fall to pieces and blubber my eyes out. I could accept Cal's hug or say who's in charge of geoponics now. I actually want to talk to him about that. We'll see what happens. Because just a quick question. This is not one of those you can pick all three. This is one of those you have to pick one of the three, right? I have not figured out. I know, like, with Disco Elysium, they actually had a way of kind of cueing you to figure that out. But if there is a cue in this game, I don't think I've figured it out. Because I want to accept Cal's hug, but I also want to ask who's in charge of geoponics now. Honestly, I can do any of these. You know, no, I'm gonna go with what I think is the most in character one, not the one that's gonna get me information, not the one that's gonna give me bonuses to my it's not gonna give me bonuses to knowledge, it's not gonna give me bonuses to friendship, it's not gonna give me anything. Honestly, Solana's reaction to her father passing and the discovery of the immunization against Shimmer was numbness. I think that here at the end of the year, discovering the shrine, sitting with the shrine, having a moment, she's already raw. Cal comes over. I think she's just gonna fall to pieces and blubber her eyes out. Okay, your parents are gone and they're not coming back. It's all too much. Most of the time you can keep it together, but then something will happen that reminds you of them and it all comes crashing back over you, swallowing you up in grief. Cal holds you, but you don't think anything will ever make this pain go away. So I can either say who's in charge of geoponics now or thanks, I needed that. I want to ask Like, I'm glad that I can still ask that. But thanks, I needed that is the only answer that makes sense here, but I'm still going to ask. Who's in charge of geoponics now? Cal sighs. Me, I think. I think? You think? Say what, really? Well, no one really wanted the job, Cal replies. He scratches his fingers in the loamy dirt as he speaks. Your parents were kind of... Well, without them, no one really comes close. Most everyone who works in geoponics, they're just semi-skilled workers who don't know as much of the actual science as they did. They really pushed me to learn that stuff too, he says. You know, nitrogen cycles, and soil chemistry, and veterinary science. So I guess everyone just kind of thought I could train up at it. He sighs and rubs his chin, leaving an earthy smear. It's not like I want the job, he admits. I mean, I'm only 18. What do I know about running a farm? But the way the other people in geoponics talk about it, it's like they think it's cursed. He stops and smiles apologetically. Sorry. I'm sure it's not really cursed. Mostly, Cal continues. Everyone here is just doing the same job they always were. I'm supposed to go to council meetings, but I just let them make decisions, and they tell me what to do. You and Cal sit and contemplate your parents' memorial shrine for a while longer. Eventually, Cal has to get back to work. He lets you know it's okay to take the day off if you need to. That was so worth it. That was so worth it. My goodness. Four. 3. Super goal! Excellent. Okay. We're gonna do this. It's a good way to end. Got a whole bunch of points in animals, some empathy, some kudos, stress, and friendship with Cal. Okay. It's glow. Alright, here goes. I can do nothing but rest at this point. The door is closed. Glow is no time to be exploring. It's far too dangerous. The gates are closed and survey expeditions halted until the light returns in a few weeks. Also, I'm tired. Here glows. Oh my god, Chrono. Thanks, Chrono. Alright, hello, Dis. It's like an entirely different planet in glow, Dis says, smiling softly out into the illuminated wilderness. It's my favorite season, full of secrets and danger. I can give him a gift already? Was it because the other one was his birthday? Oh, okay. Well, that's fine. We'll give him this. All right. So that's fine. We're pretty close to maxing out my friendship with Dis. Hopefully he doesn't get himself killed in the meantime. Alright. Anemone. You spot Anemone talking to Vase. He smiles warmly. Okay, she's just being scared of... Well, that's fine. I've got an Eggy. I'll give her an Eggy. Am I worried about an attack? He shrugs. No, we'll be fine. The governor's got this. And more importantly, we've got explosives. I'd like to see this alien animal null shits beat that. Alright. Violent weirdo. Alright. It stands to reason that there will be some sort of attack this glow, as there has been in other years, Tange says, looking out towards the walls. It's my hypothesis that each attack will grow in intensity until we are routed from the planet or become the dominant species. With how difficult this year was on our food supplies, we are certainly entering the season at a disadvantage. I don't think that that is... I think that that's incorrectly flagged. Because our food supplies, I think, were okay. So I could give her something, but my friendship is maxed, so... Alright, Cal. Cal looks troubled as you enter the gardens. Do you hear that? He asks, cocking his head to the side. Usually all the critters make more noise than this. I wonder what's going on. I don't know, but have some fruit. Excellent. I'm giving all of my friends gifts. Oh, look at that. Crystal cluster. I bet Mars likes crystal clusters. All right. So shall we go to the wall with Dis? Or shall we rest inside with Rex? Do you folks have a preference between the two? Those are my two resting options. Alright, well, frankly, there's only one option that makes sense in that case. Relax on the walls, which hasn't done anything in ages. Like, it feels like relaxing on the walls has done absolutely nothing. Like, I've completely maxed out relaxing on the walls. Yeah. The view from the wall during glow is absolutely breathtaking. The wormhole seems to smother the sky like a swirling jewel-toned bowl pressing down on the gloom. Everything in the wilderness is lit up and seems to breathe in and out with the planet, like one living creature made of stars. It's beautiful. You can almost forget how dangerous it is. Let's go. Take the month off. I'm gonna forget. Mars is boring. All cards to the right become 1. Because sometimes you need a 1, but you don't usually want everything to be a 1. So we're gonna forget that. I'm actually forgetting a card. Alright, here goes. You wake to the soothing sound of your dad's voice. Then remember he's still gone. You wonder how long it will be before you stop expecting him to be here. You're lying in bed, staring at the wormhole through your window, when you hear a deep thump resonate through the ground. Then a second one, quieter. The woven roof of your room quivers, unleashing a season's worth of fine glowing dust to sift through the air. Through your open window, you hear voices sounding the alarm. The annual offensive is here, and leading the charge are 2 massive faceless. I'm gonna go for it. Join the fray. You grab a plas rifle and report to the front, where a line of soldiers has taken up arms and is waiting for orders. The colony prepares to defend itself against the 2 building-scale faceless, as well as a teeming swarm of smaller xenos that seethe toward you. These look different, though. These ones have eyes on their stalks. I didn't think the other one did, but I guess I didn't look too closely at its eyeballs. Well, this is going to go great. Hold steady, orders Security Chief Rhett. Keep the line. No! Governor Lum yells, running from the front gates to the front of the defensive line. He elbows Rhett out of the way and waves his arms wildly. Bring them closer! Draw them in! Somebody just needs to execute this man. Actually, no, we just need to lock him up in space prison. Rhett stops himself from shoving Lum back, but just barely, you can tell. Are you serious? He retorts. We can't let them any further into the colony. We're gonna fight them on our territory, Lum cries, raising his plas rifle over his head with one hand. We have the walls, let's use them. We'll let them come inside and pick them off one by one. I think we need to stop this man. We can't pick off a faceless, Rhett sputters from the sidelines. Lum smiles maniacally. You can see the gleam of his teeth from here. I have a plan, he roars. Just follow my lead. And with that, he turns and begins to run towards the approaching animals, roaring taunts and firing wildly into the fray to draw them close. At a loss, Rhett motions you all to fall back and let the animals approach. The area just inside the gates becomes a swirling melee of smaller xenos and plas rifle fire, the 2 faceless lumbering slowly behind. I will try to stay out of the way. Perception challenge. Bonus to red pairs, and I have not a single red card. That's okay. That's fine. Goal 91. No big deal. It's fine. Everything's fine. How are you? We're all fine. 21. That's not nearly going to do it. Just checking to see what I've got. Okay, next round. Okay, so we could do 7, 6, 5. Yeah, so we'll do that later. Hold on. 21's not very good. But it's okay. I could do this. 21, 24. Yeah, okay, that was worth it. Okay. Okay, we're gonna... I don't think there's any way I can do this, but I'm gonna try my hardest. 5, 4, 3. All right. What do we got here? I could push through 95 stress. Do I have 95 stress? I could do that. I feel like this is about as good as it's gonna get, honestly. Man. Well, I think we could push through 95 stress. Could be worse. It's an option. Wait, what is this? Once per battle, find a slightly better hand. How is that a better hand? Oh, I get it. Okay. So, like, literally, I had the best hand that I could have. 27, 29. How is that better? Oh. Huh. I'm not sure, but I will take it. Okay. Flush of 4 is worth more. Okay. All right. Well. Oh, push through 85 stress. Okay. All right. Well, that actually teaches me a little something about playing the game. I could use this over here and get a couple more points. I've got enough flowers. Yeah, we're going to do that. Okay. Not that it really matters, but I did it. I tried really hard. I'm still going to have to push through, but I did it. 75 stress. I can do that. And maybe have some stress left over. Let's try it. How did I get a kudos for that? I don't know. But I didn't fail. I pushed through. You're not exactly a professional soldier, but you managed to hold your own against the Xenos, even though you still scream and retreat when something gets too close. You don't injure any humans with your plas rifle, at least. Out of the artillery smoke wafting over the battlefield, Lum comes running. Here they come! Here they come! He shouts joyfully, and plows through the gates with the two faceless galloping behind him. It's without a doubt idiotic and horrendously dangerous. You can't help it. You hit record on your holopalm and film the ensuing chaos. You catch a glimpse of Chief Rhett putting his hand over his face and sighing. Interesting. A squad of Helio soldiers takes up the charge and helps shepherd the Faceless into the open area in the middle of the colony. You have horrible flashbacks to the first time you saw a faceless inside these walls. The looks on the faces of the other Stratos, you're not the only one. Then you're all thrown to the ground by a tremendous explosion. Fire engulfs the center square, roasting the two faceless in an inferno that blasts the sweat from your pores. Rocks and chunks of dirt patter all around you with the occasional thunk of burning mushwood. Those soldiers nearest the blaze all recoil in surprise. Clearly, no one but Lum knew that the square had been rigged with explosives. You don't think anyone was caught in the blast, but it was close. Yes, these faceless do seem smaller than the last ones, and also, this is incredibly stupid. Why didn't he tell anyone? Does he want the glory of the surprise? Like, what? He's insane. Lum stands before the blaze, laughing and firing at the two tortured faceless as they roast to death. You raise your hollow palm to capture the image, his silhouette dark against the column of flame and smoke. It was ridiculously dangerous and stupid, but it does look pretty cool in your recorded footage. People filter out of their hiding places, shielding their faces from the heat coming off the bonfire in the middle of the square. On the horizon, the first watery rays of quiet sunrise are struggling to make a dent in the hot orange glare. The colony's fire suppression system is turned on the square, revealing the charred corpses of the two faceless. Utopia walks by with a reclamation team, hauling an industrial plas cutter on a hover lift. Did he use the mining explosives? Utopia says in awe. Mighty bold of him. Those things will blow a hole in a mountain. Or a creature, I suppose. She sighs. Wish he could have saved him from mining. That must have been the last of him, and we sure can't make more. And she and her crew are out of earshot as they pick their way down to the blast crater to carve up the faceless for recycling. So if the colony defense was 7 or greater, then we could say fortunately. Unfortunately, the colony defense is less than 7. Unfortunately, the colony wasn't prepared for an attack of this magnitude, or the havoc that Governor Lum brought down with those explosives. While everyone was distracted by the pyrotechnics, Xenos got into one of the greenhouses and destroyed next season's seedlings, and not all the explosives went off. As Utopia's team starts their cleanup, a stray charge suddenly explodes across the field. Shrapnel zips past you as everyone dives for cover. A piece hits you in the thigh. Ye effing stars. Ouch. I managed to get injured anyway. Alright, well there you go. He managed to screw over all of us because of his idiocy. Who knows if we would have survived otherwise, but this was not a good solution. Yes, havoc usually is spelled with a C. It could have been a typo. Oof. -2 colony defense. As you gingerly check the nasty burn on your leg, you consider that if Utopia is right, at least the garrison's out of explosives to play with. You can't just nanoprint more unstable molecules like those. But how will the colony defend itself during the next attack? Good question. Oh, we got a new design. Age 17. So we've got 17, 18, 19, 20. All right. Empathy went up 14. Persuasion went up 10. Creativity only went up 3. That's fine. I didn't have much to go. Bravery went up 13. Reasoning went up 15. Engineering went up 14. Biology went up 11. Combat went up 1. And animals went up 15. Dis is a new profile. Dis went up a bunch. Cal, Rex, Nomi, Tange, and Mars. Yeah, I have friendship. So the colony food did not go up. The defense went down. I got a lot of kudos. I have lots of stress. I gained some rebellion. I'm really excited to see these new designs. I'm sorry, I know we're way over, but I want to see. Let's see. Okay, so we've got Mysterious Stranger, Embarrassing Lesson, Testing on Animals, Up to the Highest Height, Radioactive Plant, Rex's Hug, Gift from a Secret Admirer, Putting on Your Scary Face, Cal's Strength 2, Learning About Earth 2, Genius Deduction. We did pretty good. Yeah, I feel like we are approaching an absolute disaster. Also, I seem to have a mullet. Let's look at my character. Oh. Let's look at my friends. Okay, so Solana's portrait. She's in pain right now, so we won't see her full face. She looks really cool, though. Okay, so we could look at the profiles now, or we could start off next stream doing that. What would you like to do, folks? It is pretty late. We have gone well over. That was a lot, and I'm pretty sure that the end of age 17 is going to be catastrophic again. So that'll be fun. We'll see what we're able to do in the meantime. Yeah, I'm gonna look at the portraits next time because I want to dig into that properly. Yeah. Honestly, that went better than I expected it to go, but in a way that makes it very clear that things are going to be disaster afterwards. So that'll be exciting. We'll see how much we're able to fit in a stream next time. So the Thanksgiving week is approaching, and just so you know, I will not be streaming at all the week of Thanksgiving. I will be streaming next Tuesday, and I will be streaming this Thursday, but I'm taking the following Thursday off. Then I'll be around the week after that, and then Thanksgiving I'll be out. So good luck, everybody. Take care of yourselves. Thank you for joining me. This game is fantastic. I really enjoy it. And I will see you all ideally next week, and I'll try to actually get things up on YouTube. I'm so sorry about the delay. All right. Good night, everybody. Take care. Oh, wait, hold on. Watch this, watch this, watch this.